It's time to wake up with a nice cup of morning roast. Featuring
Fillmore's finest, Monte Hill. The pride of the Excelsior, Joe Butcher Boy Shasky. You're listening to 95.7 The Game, the morning roast.
Oh, baby, oh, baby, oh, baby. Good morning to everybody out there. Hopefully everybody had a great weekend as we are back on the roast on a Monday morning. And, boy, did we have drama yesterday at Levi Stadium as the Niners survive and outlast Miami Dolphins 33-17. How about that defense? But we know what the big story is. We know what the headline is. Jimmy Garoppolo, in the first quarter, gets hurt, carted off the field, and Shanahan announces right after the game, immediately after the game, and Jimmy Garoppolo has a broken foot. He is out for the season. He will have season-ending surgery. So now we move on to Brock Purdy and it's Brock Purdy's team, and we're going to talk all about it all morning long. 888-957-9570. What does it mean for the long-term future of the 49ers? What does it mean for this season? Can they still do some special things with Brock Purdy at quarterback? I don't know. We're going to have to play it week by week. As I say, good morning to everybody out there. Get off their rollways. Get off your graveyard shifts. Drive safely. It's raining. It's wet. Be safe. You don't need to speed. It's not worth it. Good morning to all the teachers, students, all the high school football teams who had the state championships over the weekend. Cops, everybody. Shasky, Matson, Lutman. Good morning. Shasky, how you feeling this morning?
I mean, conflicted, all right? Because I felt like one of the great wins of the Shanahan era. And then at the same time, you obviously feel horrible for Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, it's just, it's absolutely brutal for him. Let's start with the team, right? Because I'm more of a Niner fan. I'm not an individual player. I mean, I love individual players, and I get devastated by certain things. But for them to overcome what they did yesterday with a backup quarterback against one of the most potent offenses in the game, against a defense that was trying to kill Brock Purdy simultaneously, I thought all the playmakers showed up. Debo showed up. Huge third down conversion for George Kittle. CMC, is that one of the great trades in 49er history? I mean, Fred Dean obviously comes to mind because they win a championship. But, like, CMC has ignited this entire offense on a game where he doesn't even really have prolific rushing stats. You look up, and you're like, he accounts for 160, 175 yards. He's just such an awesome, awesome, awesome player. And then this freaking defense is just so suffocating. They punked the living crud out of Miami and Tua. Tua was seeing ghosts from the first series on. Why do you think he was throwing so high? It's because Eric Armstead's 6'7" body was in the middle of that defensive line, stuffing things left and right. They slowed down Tyreek Hill, shut down Jalen Waddle. It's just an unbelievable Shanahan guts win. Just an unbelievable win. And then simultaneously you get the news after the game, and it's like, Jimmy, really? Right. So, look, I don't think the season's over. That's what I want to start with, because I know a lot of people are going to be super devastated. The season's over. Look, the season's not over. Let's go week to week. It's a great win. I feel great. I feel awful for Jimmy, though. And I just spewed a lot of things there, B.
No, all right, let's start here. Where do you want to start? Let's start with the game. Overall, after giving up a 75-yard touchdown on the first play of the game, and I'm thinking to myself, oh, boy, Hufanga, Deshaun Gibson. One of them was in the wrong spot. They got smoked by Trent Sherfield, the Trent Sherfield revenge game, right? So everybody's feeling good until I'm getting a text from Aaron Rivera. First play of the game, And I said, you know what? Good. I want to see how this defense responds.
You really said good?
Oh, yeah, I said good. I was like, good. Good for you.
Not good.
Yeah, well, I was like, good for you. My first thought was, let me see how this defense responds.
Yeah.
You know how this defense responded? They gave up 10 points the rest of the way. They gave up 10 points and the remaining 59 minutes.
And one of the touchdowns was a quick slice and dice down the field, but they were up 13, right?
Yeah, but it was another miscommunication with Hufanga and Charvarius Ward. Yeah. Charvarius Ward played the outside. He thought he had help on the inside.
Good call.
He didn't get the help on the inside because Hufanga jumped the in route. Hey, it's 23-17. Now you got to step up. And Miami has the ball, 23-17. Midway through the fourth quarter, and it was the Dre Greenlaw drive. Now, there's two players who popped yesterday for me. It's Dre Greenlaw, number 57, who became an impact player, And at times he was reckless. He got on my nerves in week 1 against Chicago. I said, you got to tone it down, dude. But you know what? This guy is out there to decapitate people. This guy is out there laying hat. This guy is out there going sideline to sideline, saving first downs. That performance by Drake Greenlaw was so damn inspiring for this defense, I could roll with number 57. And then you got number 97. And Shasky.
You know where I stand on Bosa.
Shasky, last week we were discussing DPOY, right?
I mean,
and I said, these are the games.
Yeah, you did.
These are the games you got to step up and make plays. And I just asked for 4 sacks over the next 3 games with Miami, Tampa, and Seattle. The guy picked up 3 sacks yesterday, and he pushed the pocket relentlessly.
And could have had more.
This guy's a stud.
He could have had more.
The DPOY conversation at the Michael Parsons had a quiet game yesterday against the Colts. It starts with number 97, Nick Bosa. 14.5 sacks. Unbelievable performance. Now, Eric Armstead helped. No doubt about that. He helped pushing that pocket in the middle. But number 57 and 97 showed out last night.
Drake Jackson had flashes, too.
He did.
He was another one who had flashes. B, I'm so excited. Just a quick aside. Dear God, NFL, take Indianapolis off the schedule for the rest of the year. I don't want to see them in primetime ever again. Now let's continue.
Gave up 33 points in the fourth quarter.
I don't even want to.
It was actually a good game. And then the fourth quarter happened. It was actually a good game, Shasky. It was 21-13 going into the fourth quarter. And then they spit all over themselves.
This is how bored I was. I fired up Yosemite, or whatever the name of that show is. All right? Anyway, point B, what a win from this team. The resiliency, though, honestly, for this defense to say, all right, our starting quarterback's out, we got this. Against one of the most prolific passing teams, the NFL's, like, look at the numbers, the raw numbers. When Tua plays, because he's missed a couple of games, when he plays, they're not just good, they're unbelievably dynamic. Where? Down the field, which to me was the biggest test of this secondary in years. I can't think of a outside of Kansas City.
Right.
I can't, and even then, Kansas City, their wide receiver personnel is not as good as this personnel.
No,
Wouldn't you agree,
not even
Miami?
close.
Now,
Not even
Mahomes
close.
is on a whole nother level than Tua. That can't be debated. But Tua, there's a reason he missed a zillion shots. He was high on everything. You know why? Because the fear of God was in him, as in Nick Bosa.
Nick Bosa was everywhere. And Debo mentioned it after the game. Tua was a little shook. He was high on his throws. He was high. He was behind. He threw behind Tyreek Hill on the interception to Diamador Lenore. And that's where we get to the offense where you got to figure out a way to get touchdowns instead of field goals. So we're going to get to Purdy. We got to take it week by week with Brock Purdy.
I mean, what else can you do?
We just have to take it week by week.
I think my wife had the greatest quote of all time. I mean, what other options do we have?
We'd have none.
It's on the board there
none.
somewhere, Kyle.
Yeah, we have none. Jacob Eason, Josh Johnson's signed up the practice squad with the Denver Broncos.
I got phone calls from my homies. Drew Brees, Phillip Rivers. Does Big Ben want to come back?
Cam Newton.
Could Matt Ryan get released?
Cam Newton. Not going to go there.
Look,
I'm not going to go there. Listen, the Jimmy injury. Let me start there. And we're going to get to the calls. I see the lines lit up right now.
well,
we'll get
your
to
heart
those.
goes out to the guy.
That may be his last snap as a 49er. And in a way, if it is his last snap as a 49er, and I don't want to be cruel here,
No.
it's kind of fitting that if that's his last snap as a 49er because his tenure has been marred by injuries.
ACL
ended 2018 year. 2020, the ankle.
Well, even 2019, he was battling high ankle sprain
Right.
at one time, or not
But
a
he
low
played.
ankle sprain.
But
No
he played.
doubt.
But 2018, torn ACL. 2020, ankle.
It was-
Out for the season.
And shoulder.
And shoulder. 2021, he limped to the finish line because of the shoulder.
Finger.
Everything.
He had the
was banged
labrum.
up. And now this.
I know, it stinks.
And it sucks. And it really sucks because Jimmy was playing his best football in the NFL. He was playing the best football of his career. And you know what? It sucks. But in a way, it's fitting that his tenure is going to be it's going to be ended by injury. That's the biggest knock on him. He can't stay healthy. And the worst part about it is the second down play before he got hurt on the third down play. Ayuk's wide open.
I know.
Third down, Jimmy has to be smarter and just throw the ball away.
Or go down.
Live to see another down. Now, I don't want to take the competitiveness away from him.
No.
He's a competitive
But he
dude.
wasn't going anywhere on that play.
But he
Just go
wasn't going
down.
anywhere.
I don't want to crush him.
I'm not crushing him at all. just throw it away and live to see another
But
down.
Vontae, watching the last couple of weeks, it did feel like the offensive line was getting him tagged too often. Like, just straight up.
Right.
I mean, he came in with a knee injury, B. He came in
did.
with a knee injury, and so I feel bad for the guy.
I do. I
Here-
don't want to crush him.
No,
I'm not trying to crush him.
no.
He's playing great football.
I know.
I signed the
Vontae-
apology letter. I felt like this team was going on to do special things in the postseason.
Just you and I, let's go back in time. We used to do the podcast overtime, right? And
Right.
we do pre and post games, and we talked a lot about this. What was one of both of our big concerns on Jimmy Garoppolo? I'm talking about going back to 2019,
Right.
before the season started.
Durability.
He's a small guy who's a pocket quarterback. Outside of Drew Brees, there aren't a lot of smaller
Right.
pocket quarterbacks who have been able to sustain in the NFL for a long time.
Right.
Because you got to be unbelievably intelligent in terms of your anticipation to get rid of the ball and avoid hits.
Mm-hmm.
And the one thing on Jimmy, if you're going to have an offensive line that's not great up the middle,
Right.
you're opening the can of worms for him to get hit.
Yep.
Now, you could say, Joe, they built this team to kind of more fit Trey's needs or whatever. Hey, look, man, I'm going back multiple years. Even Weston Richburg, when he was here, they were better
Right.
up front in terms of the center position.
Right.
But they've never had a center to where I felt like Jimmy could step up in the pocket
Right.
and not feel like he didn't have a dude right in his face mask. And it's tough when you go to the field and you're at the practice field and you're watching all the guys standing there. And that's something you're going to notice with Brock Purdy.
Right.
Brock Purdy's small.
He is.
Jimmy Garoppolo is small. Now, Brock Purdy is smaller than Jimmy, right?
Right.
But even Jimmy looks small in contrast to all of the other players that
Right.
are out there on the field. And I'm not knocking him. I'm just saying it's really difficult
Yep.
to be a smaller pocket quarterback without a lot of athleticism. And I don't want to be cruel because that's not what I'm trying to say. What I'm saying is I'm not surprised that he's getting hurt in the pocket. And on
Well,
that one, he's rolling out. He's not athletic enough to
he's
roll
not.
out.
He's not.
I'm not
athletic
trying to
enough
hate on him.
run.
I feel bad for him.
And here's the deal. Here's the deal, too. Bill Parcells said this on Joe Low and Dibs back in 2017. He said it in 2017. Bill Parcells, the Hall of Fame head coach. I worry that Jimmy can't stay healthy. I worry that Jimmy can't stand up and take punishment. And you know what? It reared his ugly head yesterday when he rolled out with, 11:22 left in the first quarter, and Baker and Phillips sandwiched him, and his foot got crunched, and he gets carted off, and Shanahan announces that he's done for the season. And so here we are now to Mr. Irrelevant, who's now going to be relevant for the 49ers for at least the rest of this season. Brock Purdy.
You know, Bonte, and I don't want to make this an indictment on his physical stature, but there is a reason. I'm telling you,
There's a reason why they drafted Trey.
No, but there's forget that for a second. There's a reason why measurables matter so much in the NFL, right? There's a reason why the combine is all about height, weight, speed, all these different things, and they're constantly like in the lab measuring you.
Right.
Remember when we were doing the draft, I went down a deep dive.
Right.
Fran Tarkenton, Russell Wilson, Drew Brees are the three outliers who are not 6'2" or bigger and over 220 pounds
Right.
at that position in the Hall of Fame.
Right.
There is a reason 6'3" and above is what you see as the standard for Hall of Fame quarterbacks. Now, Aaron
Right.
Rodgers, 6'2.5", he's a little smaller, a little frailer.
Right.
But, like, he's an outlier athletically,
Right.
and his arm talent is an outlier.
Somebody
guys,
on YouTube saying Mark Brunell, he was a good quarterback for a long time.
yes,
Not a Hall of Famer,
You
but
could
a
be
good
really good.
quarterback.
Yeah, that's a good one. No, you're going to find outliers. But B, there is a reason the 6'3" plus guys stand the test of time. Can you get hurt at 6'3", 6'4"? Trey did. You know, Big Ben was hurt for the entirety of his career, it felt
Right.
like. He's like 6'5".
There's a lot of big dudes who are made of glass.
No doubt. But my point being is that the smaller guys, unless they have unbelievable athleticism or instincts or whatever, it's just hard to maintain in that pocket. The game is
Right.
so violent.
No doubt.
And some guys are just really good at avoiding injuries, and maybe that's luck, maybe that's instincts, whatever you want to call it. Like Kyler Murray's a small guy,
Right.
unbelievable athlete. Feels like he's injury prone all the time.
Hamstrings, shoulders, you name it. But in comes Brock Purdy
Oh, it just sucks.
to
for
save
Jimmy.
the day. And when Brock Purdy came in, a lot of people were worried, including myself. You know what? Brock Purdy's tough as nails.
He looked all right.
He was composed. Did he make every throw? No. But he made plays. The 2-minute drill before halftime, unbelievable drive. Facing the blitz, because Miami was sitting in the heat. They were like, we're going cover zero. We're blitzing the dogs. We're playing man defense on the outside, and we're coming after your quarterback.
Which was smart.
And Shanahan, he called some great plays.
I thought it was
quick
his
hitters,
best.
screen plays, get the ball out your hands, Purdy, find a hot read, find the options here. I thought Brock Purdy played well enough to get that win. Now we'll move on to Tampa Bay. We'll move on to Seattle in a short week. You got Washington coming up. We got to take this baby week by week.
I'm with you.
I'm not talking Super Bowl. I'm not here for the Brock Purdy lead the team to the Super Bowl.
Well, and
I'm here to just take it week by week.
The other thing is I'm already seeing the overreaction, and I get it. You see a second half, or basically 3/4 of the game for Brock Purdy. The team hasn't had any tape on him, as in Miami. They're going to have to schedule a game plan. I think Shanahan not having to think all week about how to minimize someone's abilities, I actually think it helped him in this one. Because there's how many times has he gone into like a full week of prep, and you're like, this is your game plan to hide your quarterback?
Right.
I have a feeling we're going to see a different playbook next week, but that's okay. It was a great moment from Shanahan in terms of he did everything he needed to do to get the ball out quickly and to identify. That third down play to Deebo Samuel in a tight window, I was like, I can't believe that Brock ripped that one.
Yeah, I can't believe it either.
I mean, they were lucky it wasn't picked, but I don't care. I'll take it. And then Christian McCaffrey dropped the ball. Christian McCaffrey comes back and makes a sick catch in traffic, goes forward. And I'm telling you, the Christian McCaffrey acquisition, as we were lamenting the injury on Jimmy, it's one of the great 49er trades. Think of where this team would be without CMC right now.
Yeah, they wouldn't be where they're at. It wouldn't be 8-4.
Season would be completely
They wouldn't
done.
be 8-4. And this is why we wanted the guy. This is why we asked about 16 days before the trade happened, what's up with CMC? Is Carolina going to have a fire sale? You need to pounce on that.
Yeah, right.
You need to go get that guy. So the Niners win yesterday. It's a bittersweet win because Jimmy Garoppolo gets hurt. He's out for the season with the broken foot. He's going to have surgery. It's Brock Purdy time. How are we feeling about that? This defense was really good yesterday. Special teams, solid. It's Brock Purdy's show. Moving on. They beat the Dolphins yesterday, 33-17. The defense gets the headline stuff.
Oh, of course.
I mean, the defense was unbelievable. D'Amico Ryan's a company just flying around the football, hitting people. It was unbelievable last night.
So in my head, I'm thinking, okay, who can they sign? As in to bring into the situation. Who can they go get? And then the other thing that's thinking in my mind is, and I know Shanahan said no, this team and injuries, talking at a podium, I believe nothing. Could Trey Lance come back and at least be the number 2 by the end of the year?
Has he even started football activities?
I have no idea.
Like Matt, we'll bring in Matt's in next segment. Has he even started rehab? That's a tough ask for a guy who's only had 4 starts.
Don't say it's a tough ask for Brock Purdy.
We're asking Trey Lance after 4 starts to come back and save the season and lead this team to the Super Bowl.
Look,
we're delusional.
Dire times
come on.
require dire measures. I'm just saying.
I don't know.
And look. If your mind isn't thinking about it, I don't know what to say.
I've thought about it, and Shanahan said no. So I'm going to take him. I'm going to take Shanahan at his word. I'm going to take him for his word.
Okay.
I'm going to take him for his word. I have no idea. No idea where Trey is at. Is he going to play? I don't know. All right, we'll get to the calls coming up here. That segment was brought to you by Golden State Lumber, serving the Bay Area for 3 generations. When you succeed, we succeed. Visit GoldenStateLumber.com. And don't forget to tune in to Warriors Live tonight at 6 p.m. on 95.7 The Game, presented by Xfinity. Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi, unbeatable internet, only from Xfinity. What's coming up next on The Game, brought to you by Bed Bath & Beyond. Your phone calls, 888-957-9570. Niners win. Niners win. Niners win. It's a Victory Monday here on The Roast.
Brock came in and made some big plays, just throwing him in there in the heat of battle like that. Thought he did a hell of a job doing it. Protected the ball well, didn't have any turnovers, and made some big plays too that I thought weren't there always.
Purdy looks to throw. Check. Touchdown, San Francisco. Niners take the lead, and Brock Purdy off of the bench has his first NFL touchdown.
I'm behind Purdy at this point because we don't have another choice. But I feel okay about it.
This is the Bay Area's sports station, 95.7 The Game.
Hey, here's a holiday gift from Bed Bath & Beyond. Now through December 11th, get 25% off one item by texting GIFT to 239663. That's 239663. New offers every day at Bed Bath & Beyond. Exclusions apply. See website for details.
If you've ever wondered what's on Christian McCaffrey's holiday wish list, well, you're not alone. But my new favorite brand, Flag and Anthem, they've got answers, and they sent Loveman and Spadoni a box of clothes. They sat down with the Bay Area's very own to curate the perfect list of classic and versatile looks for every guy on your list, including you. From insanely soft flannels and comfortable hoodies to shirt jackets, jeans, which I'm wearing now, and more, there's something for even the hardest person to shop for, like my wife. So head over to flagandanthem.com today to shop CMC's, Christian McCaffrey's, go-to holiday gear and use the one-time code GAME, G-A-M-E, to get 25% off your order. Flag and Anthem, premium clothes without that premium price tag.
If you own a business, this has been a bumpy ride. From pandemic to inflation, I'm sure you could use a break. If your business has 5 or more employees and survived COVID, you might be eligible to receive a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. The challenge is getting your hands on it. Hi, I'm Howard Mackler, and that's why I founded GetRefunds.com to cut through the red tape and get you the money. The team of tax attorneys we have put together are highly trained in this little-known payroll tax refund program. We do all the work, charge not a dime up front, and simply share a percentage of the cash that we get for you. Businesses of all types can qualify, including those that took PPP, nonprofits, and even those that had increases in sales. We have helped return over $1 billion to businesses, and we can help you too. Just go to getrefunds.com/sports, click on Qualify Me, and answer a few questions. This payroll tax refund is only available for a limited period of time. Don't lose out on up to $26,000 per employee. Go to getrefunds.com/sports. That's getrefunds.com/sports.
Have you considered walking through another door? I don't mean to pursue another opportunity, but upgrading a door in your home. Now, if you are in fact looking for another opportunity, Golden State Window and Door can provide you with plenty. You can create renewed function and design for use indoors and out. You'll find modern options like Marvin's Elevate In-Swing French Door, Barn Doors by Trustyle, or Anderson Big Doors that welcome in natural light. Golden State Window and Door features a variety of materials, sizes, and glass options. You can get inspired by the many possibilities when you visit goldenstatelumber.com. Click on virtual tours and you'll discover beautifully planned displays of doors and windows of all kinds that will spark your imagination. Then, talk with our builder or designer to see what might be a good fit for your home. Serving the Bay Area for 3 generations. Golden State. When you succeed, we succeed.
Bear Robotics makes robots for restaurants. Automated servers to do the heavy lifting. But get this, our office, it wasn't automated. Paper invoices going in and out, getting lost. We don't do that anymore. Now we've got Bill. It automates our finances the way we automate restaurants. With Bill tracking our invoices and planning payments, we can focus on growing. The old way, not going back there.
Automate your finances with Bill. Learn more at Bill.com.
This football season, adopt a new tradition that's sure to turn fans into family. The Jim Beam Highball. That's beam and soda over ice with a lemon slice. Share one at the stadium or make one at home. Kentucky Straight Bourbon Whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume. Copyright 2022, James B. Beam Distilling Company, Claremont, Kentucky. Drink smart.
At 7-Eleven, our coffee is fresh or it's free. We don't compromise on our premium beans, and neither should you. Because drinking fresh coffee is non-negotiable. Offer ends 12/31/22. Participating stores. Refund must be at store of purchase. See 7eleven.com for terms. Hey, Santa Clara County sports fans. The new Omicron booster is here and available for everyone 12 and older. Remember that kids can get really sick with COVID and the effects can be serious and long-term. You can't be at the top of your game when you're super fatigued. So keep your athletes safe this fall and winter with this important booster. And of course, wear a high-quality mask whenever you're inside with lots of people. Visit sccfreevax.org or call 211 to make your booster appointment. Stay healthy and stay in the game.
Hey, I'm Andy. If you don't know me, it's probably because I'm not famous. But I did start a men's grooming company called Harry's. The idea for Harry's came out of a frustrating experience I had buying razor blades. Most brands were overpriced, overdesigned, and out of touch. At Harry's, our approach is simple. Here's our secret. We make sharp, durable blades and sell them at honest prices for as low as $2 each. We care about quality so much that we do some crazy things, like buy a world-class German blade factory. Obsessing over every detail means we're confident in offering a 100% quality guarantee. Millions of guys have already made the switch to Harry's, so thank you if you're one of them. And if you're not, we hope you give us a try with this special offer. Get a Harry starter set with a 5-blade razor, weighted handle, shave gel, and a travel cover. All for just $3 plus free shipping. Just go to harrys.com and enter code JOY at checkout. That's harrys.com, code JOY. Enjoy.
Purdy looks to throw. Juszczyk. Touchdown, San Francisco. Niners take the lead, and Brock Purdy off of the bench as his first NFL touchdown.
This is Steve Kerr, and you're listening to the Morning Roast on 95.7 The Game.
Steve Kerr and company taking on the Pacers tonight to trying to go 3-0 on this 3-game homestand. Of course, they beat the Rockets Saturday in what was a glorified pickup game, but it was good. It was good to see. Of course, Friday night they survive against the Bulls. Tonight they play Indiana to try to beat them, go 3-0, and then go to Utah Wednesday before taking on the Celtics in the finals rematch Saturday night at Chase Center. Steve Kerr, shout out to him. And the highlights you heard, Brock Purdy and Juice, Kyle Juszczyk in the flat, a 9-play, 54-yard drive, 4 minutes, 38 seconds. Niners take a 10-7 lead. Brock Purdy's first career NFL touchdown pass. And I did not know this until I heard it from Mattson on the way in. Mattson said that was the first. I mean, Brock Purdy's the only Mr. Irrelevant to ever throw a pass in an NFL game. That is absurd. And this guy threw 2 touchdown passes yesterday.
And all we're going to hear all week is Tom Brady drafted in the 6th round, replacing Drew Bledsoe. And you're going to get all of those. You know exactly what's coming.
Oh, boy. All right, let's take some calls, Shaska. You want to take some calls? Let's get the roasters involved.
Yeah, because I got a lot to get into. Yeah. And tomorrow, can we promise each other this? Tomorrow, I'm going to bang on the Hall of Fame. Not today.
Oh.
Does anyone really have a choice?
Oh, that's the greatest.
The Hall of Fame.
It's a joke. Build the statue, Giants.
Let's go to Jay and San Rafael. I don't even want to get in there. I don't even want to get mad this morning.
How many photoshops of Mr. Relevant have you seen already?
Too many. Jay and San Rafael, you're on the roast. What's happening? Jay going once. Jay going twice.
You look sharp. Yo, what's up? How's it going?
What's up, Jay?
You guys look sharp.
Thank you, brother.
You looked sharp the other night on TV.
Oh, thank you, Jay. Thank you.
That gray suit was popping.
All right, thanks, Jay. What you got? Appreciate you.
Hey, you know what? Damon Bruce told me that Brock Purdy's stats made him the 37th best all-time college QB. That was pretty sweet. And also, I concur, Joe Montana, 3rd round, right? Those guys that are not the superstars tend to be really good. And how about hanging tough and hitting Kittle? In the with the guy in his face.
You know what?
Jay,
I'm not here to rain on your parade.
We're not doing Joe Montana comparisons.
No. You know what? The roasters, you want to compare Brock Purdy to Joe Montana? Come on. Go ahead and compare Brock Purdy to Joe Montana.
Well, I'm not going to do that.
You want to compare him to Tom Brady coming out of Michigan where he played at the big house in front of 100,000 people? You go ahead and do that. I got no rebuttals. You can do what you want to do. Do what you want to do.
But let's be reasonable.
I'm going to take it week by week
with
Brock Purdy.
Can he get a start first before we start making comps to Joe Montana?
Look, I went on my Brock Purdy rant in the preseason. I was a little harsh on him. He was poised yesterday. He was tough. I'm rooting for the kid. I am literally rooting for him.
We have no other choice. You got to root for him.
I am rooting for him.
And you know what? And we want him to do well.
I'm not going to hate on him.
Well, and
if you want to compare him to Nick Foles winning the Super Bowl with the Eagles, by God, you go ahead and compare him to Nick Foles. I'm not here to say that you're wrong. I'm not here to come down your road and say you're wrong. I'm not going to do any of that this morning. I'm going to celebrate the win. It's a victory Monday. Brock Purdy looked good yesterday. I'm taking it week by week. I'm not saying, hey, somebody yesterday tweeted at me, with Brock Purdy, we could beat anybody with the exception of the Philadelphia Eagles. And I'm thinking to myself, I'm looking at that Cowboys defense saying, God, dear Lord.
Well, no, but
so I'm not going to do that.
But I will make the counter argument here. Look, Jimmy is the superior player to Brock Purdy. That's unquestioned. We will see what Brock Purdy ends up becoming.
Right.
Time will tell. But if I was to have a team who I consider a contender lose multiple starting quarterbacks and be able to still somehow be in contention, it would be this Niner team. They asked the least of their quarterback of all the other teams. Wouldn't you agree?
No doubt.
That are in contention, right?
No doubt.
The other part of this is that I look at their playmakers, and I think it makes things easier for whoever's the quarterback, whether it be Tom Brady, Brock Purdy, or anything in between. So I'm hoping that they can continue to establish the run. Teams are going to stack the box like they did against Jimmy, like they're going to do again next week. They're going to do it for the rest of the year. And then the question becomes, how can you unlock Debo and Ayuk and Christian McCaffrey
and
Kittle down the field?
That's it. I'm not going to come down your road with Purdy. Nobody. Purdy looked good yesterday. He deserves a game ball. That took a lot of guts to win that football game yesterday. That was a heavy, hard-hitting, physical bloodbath yesterday at Levi Stadium.
You know who I thought about?
Who's that?
Elvis Grbac.
Oh, boy.
You didn't?
No, I didn't.
Well, it just reminded me of when Elvis Grbac had to fill in for Steve Young.
Grbac was solid.
He was.
Grbac was solid.
A much bigger player, more accomplished.
Exactly. We expected more because he played a lot of big games in Michigan.
And
we got to see him on tape.
Yeah.
So,
and I think he was a second or third round pick.
But to Purdy's defense, I saw a lot of Iowa State football. I watched a lot of Iowa State. I did. You know me, I'm a college football junkie.
I know.
I wasn't impressed. But you know what? Under Shanahan, he's gotten better, obviously.
He's just so small. They got to keep him healthy. I mean, it's just like going into this game, I told you I was so worried about Jimmy Garoppolo with the knee and everything. And he just goes down and it's like the ankle just folded, B. Like the way that he was moving, I don't know if he was trying to break the tackle, but he was holding up for way too long. I'm like, just go down.
Jimmy,
go down.
That two-play sequence. A lot of people.
I wish he would have just went down.
A lot of people came down our roads and said Trey got himself hurt. Well, I could say the same thing about Jimmy Garoppolo, and I don't want to do that. I don't want to be that guy.
The day for any of that.
He missed Ayuk wide open on second down. And just throw the ball away.
Or go down.
Live to see another down. Go ahead, Master.
It's the second time he's gotten hurt trying to, fight for yards or stay up. He tore his ACL against Kansas City trying to stay in bounds. Just his mindset.
Where's he go? And this is one of the big knocks I have on Baker. He thinks he's a better athlete than he is, right? Like, Baker thinks he can evade the rush and get out of there. Where are you going?
Yeah, Phillips or Baker are fast on that Miami defense. They got athletes on that defense.
Just go down.
Just go down.
Let's go down.
Let's go to Gene in Oakland. Gene in Oakland, what's happening? You're on the roast.
Hey, fellas. Good morning.
Good morning.
So, I'm one of Jimmy's biggest fans, so I'm as bummed out as anybody. But that kid surprised me yesterday. Like you say, he has poise, he has toughness, leadership qualities, and he's got all the confidence in the world. So he's got those intangibles that, I think he's going to have a place in this league. I mean, probably as a backup somewhere at some point, maybe with us. Who knows? But, with that dominant defense, I still think we win at least 2 of the last 5 games here and make the playoffs.
See, that's all they have to do.
That's all they have to do.
And it's not going to be easy, though.
Am I still on?
Yeah, you are, Gene.
Yeah, it's not going to be easy. Next week is a huge challenge. If I could say one more thing, Tampa Bay, they got a top 3 defense and the second best quarterback of all time. So if they somehow manage to win that game against Tampa Bay, wow, that's going to be that's going to open our eyes to this kid and this team. So
it's a good point, Gene. And one thing that I do want to emphasize here. All they need is a couple more wins, B. Yeah. I think 10 wins gets it done. Now, we'll see what happens with Seattle, but if you can beat Seattle as one of those wins, I think 10 gets you in. I think. What do you think?
Right. I think you could get in.
With 10?
With 10, I think you in, but...
Because I think asking for anything more than that is asking a lot. They've got to play some teams that are fighting. Washington's fighting for their life.
I know. Washington, that was a big tie yesterday. That could help.
I can't believe you just said that, but you're right.
I mean, it was a big tie. Like, they're 8th right now, 7-5-1. Seattle 7-5, and they stole one at SoFi yesterday against the Rams. Stole one. Now, they're still right there behind the 49ers. They're going to win the division. Thursday Night Football in Seattle's not going to be easy. The Giants 7-4-1. That helps the Giants with that loss. They don't get a loss now, right? They're 7-4-1 in the 6th spot. Boy, I don't know, man. This is gonna be tough. It's gonna be. It's one of these teams are gonna be out. Washington, Seattle, the Giants, or the Niners.
I know.
That's what it's going to come down to. And who has the tougher schedule? Who has the tougher schedule right now? Like I see the Giants, they're done with the Cowboys, but they play the Eagles twice. That's good news for Niner fans. They play the Eagles twice. They play Washington. They play at Minnesota. They may be the odd team out. They may.
I got to make a point about the head coach because there was something that he did yesterday and something that he can do moving forward that really, to me, separates the really great coaches from the just good.
Ooh. Are we going to hear that? Trey, Shambry, RJ, and the rest of your calls coming up. 888-957-9570. The segment was brought to you by Golden State Lumber, serving the Bay Area for 3 generations. When you succeed, we succeed. Visit GoldenStateLumber.com. What's coming up on the game? Sponsored by Boxer and Garrison, Northern California's premier workers' compensation law firm, helping injured workers get their lives back for over 40 years. More of your phone calls as we break down this Victory Monday. Niners beat the Dolphins 33-17. However, Jimmy is done for the season and possibly done as a 49er. We'll react to that coming up on the roast.
Does anyone really have a choice?
The GOAT, Jerry Rice, joins the morning roast this morning at 8:30.
It's one of those things where you start to slow things down just a little bit and you're able to see things happen before they actually happen.
Vontae Shasky and Jerry Rice react to Niners Dolphins this morning at 8:30, only on 95.7 The Game.
No one knows where this market will go. Things could change tomorrow, next week, or next month. At Merrill, we've been here before, and history shows this is the time to stay focused on your future. Because through every market, the bull will always have your back. Find an advisor in the Bay Area at ml.com/bullish.
Merrill, a Bank of America company. What would you like the power to do?
Investing involves risk. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner & Smith Incorporated, registered broker-dealer, registered investment advisor. Member SIPC, a wholly owned subsidiary of Bank of America Corp.
Do you have neuropathy? Are you experiencing numbness, tingling, and pain that just won't stop? Are you taking dangerous drugs that have serious side effects and never fix the pain? If so, please listen to this message. Neuropathy is a serious, progressive condition that only gets worse if not treated properly. Call SF Bay Wellness at 844-94-NERVE to get back to doing the things you want to do. There is no drug, exercise, or surgery that can heal nerves. Don't wait until your condition gets worse and stops you from living your life fully. SF Bay Wellness has a time-tested, proven track record of helping hundreds of patients to improve and reverse their neuropathy. If you're ready to regain your independence, contact SF Bay Wellness at 844-94-NERVE. Call now for your $99 neuropathy special and receive a personal treatment plan that is tailored to your needs. Call 844-94-NERVE. That's 844-94-NERVE and start to enjoy life again.
Every morning at 8:50, the Morning Roast presents the Xfinity Flex of the show. Vontae and Shasky flex with their best moment of the day. Replayed at 8:50.
You'll win it. 4th championship. Steph, Draymond, Clay helped the Warriors win this one alongside Jordan Poole, Kuminga, Moody. Nobody can say anything. They can't take this one away.
The Flex of the show. Presented by Xfinity Flex, the 4K streaming TV box with voice remote and Peacock Premium. Free with Xfinity Internet.
Craftsman Days at Lowe's are going on now. Get limited time savings across the store like $100 off a V20 6-tool combo kit. Plus, enter the Craftsman Days Ultimate Garage Sweepstakes for a chance to win Craftsman products valued at over $10,000. Learn more at Lowe's.com/Ultimate Garage. Offer valid through 12/31 while supplies last. No purchase necessary. Ends 12/31. Residents of 50 USDC, 18 or older, and age of majority, and have a Lowe's.com account. Void where prohibited. See rules at Lowe's.com/Ultimate Garage for entry instructions, odd prices, etc. Sponsor Lowe's.
Dell Technologies' Days of Deals for Business start now with fresh, limited quantity deals on tech to drive productivity. Save on select performance laptops and desktops powered by 12th Gen Intel Core processors. Don't forget special pricing on the latest monitors, docks, and accessories, plus free shipping on everything, and special financing with Dell Business Credit. Call a Dell Technologies advisor at 877-ASK-DELL. That's 877-ASK-DELL.
Looking for a holiday dinner experience to remember? Look no further. Afici, San Francisco's newest culinary adventure, is now open at 680 Folsom Street in San Francisco. Enjoy handmade pastas, house-made charcuterie, and a multi-course menu showcasing both Italian and French flavors for an unparalleled culinary experience this holiday season. Whether you choose Afici for a special occasion or a culinary adventure, you're sure to be wowed. Visit our website at aficisf.com to book your reservation today. That's AFICISF.com.
If you owe back taxes to the IRS, have unfiled returns, or are worried about an audit, the IRS is hiring 87,000 new agents to address these very issues. That means if you need to get your tax problems resolved, now is the time to get started. I'm tax attorney Robert Goldstein, and my firm specializes in helping individuals and small businesses resolve their tax problems. We work to stop IRS and state seizures. We may be able to settle your tax debt for pennies on the dollar with an offer in compromise. We prepare your past due returns, even if you have no records, and represent you before the IRS and state in an audit. At the law offices of Robert Goldstein, the consultation is always free, and we have offices located throughout the Bay Area. To schedule your free consultation, call 1-888-TAX-EXIT. That's 888-TAXEXIT. 888-TAX-EXIT. And make us your last stop.
People who come to Cricket stay with Cricket. Why is that? Well, if you ask someone with one of the latest and greatest phones from Cricket, they might tell you it's because of the amazing phones. Like the new iPhone 14 that lets you capture stunning photos in low and bright light. Plus, they'd probably tell you about the fast nationwide 5G included with all plans that lets you stream, text, talk, and more, all at 5G speeds. Yeah, they might mention something like that. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Cricket 5G is not available everywhere. Fees, terms, and other restrictions apply. See cricketwireless.com for details.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
When temperatures drop, COVID-19 cases may rise. So if you test positive and are at high risk, act fast. Even if your symptoms feel mild, ask your provider if an authorized oral treatment could be right for you. Visit treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
Hey, it's Willard from the Willard and Dibs Show. Listen to us every day, 9 to noon. Now let's get you back to the morning roast with the Bay Area's biggest Jimmy G fan, Bonte Hill, and a great guy to share some garlic fries with, Joe Shasky. All yours, guys.
Bonte, should we do a welfare check on Mark Willard?
Why? Why would we do that?
Uncle Mark's probably devastated with the news of Jimmy.
Oh, boy.
He's been trying to re-sign him every Tuesday for the last 6 weeks.
You know what's funny? Is that Ian Rappaport article came out in the morning?
Yeah.
And I said, dear God, here we go again.
I know the article basically saying that Jimmy Garoppolo has mutual interest of wanting to come back or whatever it was to the 49ers if everything's just right.
It was about 15 ifs in that article. If this and if that and if this and if that and if this and if that. It's like, can we just let the season play out?
No.
Please. Please, pretty please.
No, we can't.
If this and if that. If Jimmy does this and if the Niners do this and if just stop.
If my uncle were my aunt.
Everybody's always trying to be first and get out in front of something.
If it were a fifth.
Like, what? We do this all the time. It's a doggy special right there. Anyway, Brock Purdy replaced Jimmy Garoppolo yesterday. Brock Purdy, 25 and 37, 210 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Got sacked 3 times. Not a bad performance for Mr. Irrelevant.
I know.
Who now has to be relevant for the 49ers if they want to do special things this year.
And it's hard for me. Let's put Brock to the side for just a second in terms of breaking him down because everyone's flying off the handles on everything when it comes to the quarterback. Let's focus on the coach. I thought it was one of the great wins for Shanahan. Now, there's been more high-profile wins. Week 17 in Seattle. Niners haven't won in Seattle in forever. They haven't beaten Russ in forever. Division on the line. But that's a hallmark win to get into the playoffs, get the number 1 seed, boom, boom, boom. Then there's like last year, week 18, in LA, down at halftime. It's a signature win. Okay, take those ones to the side. It's about as good of a regular season win as I can think of in the Shanahan era with a backup quarterback. And as I progress this a little, look at some of the great coaches of all time.
Right.
They all have a win or a stint with a backup quarterback winning big-time games and stabilizing the season so it's not lost. I think of Sean Payton, who's on my television every morning, and people love Sean Payton. He's a great coach. He's had like 15 years of success. What he did with Teddy Bridgewater when Drew Brees went down
was masterful.
Absolutely. Now, most people probably think Teddy Bridgewater is better than Brock. We'll see. We'll see what happens there. All right? Bill Parcells, who you referenced earlier, does anyone remember what he did with Jeff Hostetler when Phil Simms went out? They won the Super Bowl.
Yep.
Now, I don't think that the Niners are going to do that in this situation, but that's what he did. Belichick famously did it with Matt Castle. He did it with Jacoby Brissett and Jimmy Garoppolo at times when Tom Brady missed those games for Deflategate.
Mm-hmm.
All the great coaches have some signature wins during the regular season with the backup guys. Can Shanahan stabilize this thing and win just 2 or 3 of these games down the stretch?
And get into the playoffs?
I think it would be his best coaching job.
So yesterday's game, I thought D'Amico and Shanahan did a phenomenal job. First of all, Miami was 0-7 on third down.
That's crazy.
They didn't convert 1 third down. Not one, right?
0 for 7.
0 for 7.
Only
the Miami
7
Dolphins.
third downs, too.
7 third downs. How about this, though?
Huh.
Shanahan's mind won this football game. His mind during the 2-minute drill, knowing when to call a screenplay, knowing when to get the ball out, knowing how to run that 2-minute drill.
Challenges.
Brock Purdy challenges 2 for 2 on challenges.
Thank you.
Big time.
Huge
Big
challenges.
time. 2 huge challenges. 2 for 2. The Niners yesterday held the ball for 40 minutes in 34 seconds.
That's crazy.
They kept the Dolphins' high-flying offense off that football field with their backup quarterback.
I know.
40 minutes of time of possession with their backup quarterback. Was the run game explosive yesterday? Not necessarily.
I thought Jordan Mason was good.
But I'm talking about just explosives.
Yeah.
It was more of those grinded out games.
Yes, I agree.
You look at the run game overall for the 49ers. 34 attempts, they love that magic number, 30, right?
Yeah.
They only averaged 3.6 yards a pop. But 34 carries, 121 yards. Jordan Mason, 6.4 yards a pop. He was explosive. He flashed yesterday.
Oh, all
8
the
carries,
Jeff Wilson
51
Jr.
yards.
people.
Yeah, and look, Jeff Wilson Jr. is a good player. It looked bad after the fact, right? Because Elijah Mitchell got hurt. Whatever. We move on. We've been waiting to see Jordan Mason. Jordan Mason looked good yesterday. We move on from Jeff Wilson Jr. We move on with Jordan Mason. He's in Miami. Mason's playing for the 49ers.
Looks good,
he looks
B.
good. And he looks good. 17 carries, 66 yards for McCaffrey. He was a workhorse yesterday. 8 catches, 80 yards. Great game plan by Shanahan yesterday, protecting the young quarterback in Purdy, keeping Miami off the football field, and D'Amico Ryan's just doing a phenomenal job of switching things up after the first play of the game.
The other thing that I can't, we haven't even talked about him, Deebo Samuel's a big-time player. When you get 2 big-time teams that are great on the field together, Deebo just shows up. He's kind of got like an NBA feel to him where it's like, and I'm not saying in terms of style of play, I mean like, oh, this is a Saturday night primetime game? Well, I'm in. Like I'm here for that. Deebo Samuel, when the other team comes in with high profile, whatever, this dude just goes out. He looks so ready. This is a guy coming off a hamstring, a groin. He's got like a slight knee injury.
And he was talking that talk after the game.
Dog, he looked ridiculous. And they had a couple of great runs. The one where he toe tapped it down the sidelines.
Oh, down the
Deebo's
stretch.
just a big time player.
To seal the game with the field goal now, the last 3 plays of that drive. You know, Purdy gets sacked and get called for a hold. You know, all of a
spinning
sudden,
out and trying to like run around.
All of a sudden, Robbie Gold has to kick a 47-yard field goal, and you're thinking like, oh, boy, don't miss it. He makes it. They're up 9. Of course, they sealed the deal with a Dre Greenlaw touchdown off a sack fumble by Nick Bosa.
I thought he snapped 2.5 on that play.
Tua got rattled yesterday.
Oh,
and that's why
100%.
this defense, teams are going to look at this film. Brady's going to look at the film.
Mm-hmm.
Geno Smith's going to look at the film. Tyler Heineke's going to look at the film. Derek Carr's going to look at the film. They're all going to look at this film saying, damn, his defense is just relentless. Just relentless. It's just too much. Bosa, Armstead. And Armstead yesterday, give number 91 credit.
He played great.
Played awesome yesterday. Played awesome.
Kyle Matz and I were texting yesterday, and on the Bosa second sack, I mean, he just wiped out like 3 or 4 guys in one play. Armstead did and just opened things up for Bosa.
Yep.
They look so good.
That play reminded me of Justice Smith when he used to open up things for Aldon Smith, the Cowboy. Would even just take two offensive linemen with him, and Aldon Smith would loop inside or loop outside and then come in and sack the quarterback.
How about Diamond Lenore? Not looking phased at all.
No, he didn't.
I was so scared that Waddle and Hill were just going to have a field day.
Well, Waddle got hurt. And I'm not sure where he got hurt, but he had the leg injury, and he was out for a long, long time. He went to the locker room, got x-rayed, came back, had the one catch and limped immediately off the field. Waddle was a non-factor, and Tua missed him high a few times.
Tua missed everyone, and then on the one he completed, he threw it up like a rainbow pass, and the guy's coming. Yeah, and he's coming back to it. I don't know. Just Tua did not look like he was comfortable at all game.
Tua now 0 for 2 at Levi Stadium.
What's the other loss?
The national championship game against Clemson. Woo! Didn't look good in that one. Threw a pick 6.
Tomorrow we'll talk college football because I have lots of thoughts. USC should still be in it.
Nah, they should.
Hey, do you guys think that, because you guys in particular have talked a lot about Shanahan's play calling and him needing to kind of look inward and change the way he kind of does things. Do you think his play calling yesterday, Joe, you said it was one of the best games he's had in a long time. Do you think that was a result of Brock Purdy being in the game and him just throwing caution to the wind? Or did facing Mike McDaniel force him to kind of look inward and counter what he might have done?
I think that's 100% what it is. Had they been playing, I don't know, just pick a
Jacksonville.
They're going to run the ball down their throat, play it super conservative and whatever. He threw the ball 37 times with Brock Purdy. And I think not having a week to think about it and you're in the moment, you're just trying to win the game, I think that factored into it as well.
Well, Shanahan mentioned how Miami was in a lot of cover zero, and they were blitzing the dogs, and they had to adjust on the fly. That's a little bit of Mike McDaniel's knowing Shanahan's tendency, saying, let's just blitz his quarterbacks, and let's just get after them. And Shanahan adjusted, and they beat, who is it, Joe Barry, the defensive coordinator for Miami Dolphins? They adjusted with quick screens, quick hitters, over the middle of the field, quick out routes to get into Ayuk and Deebo Samuel. Shanahan adjusted. It was one of his finer moments as head coach of the 49ers. There's no doubt. McDaniels on the sideline had a lot to do with that.
Did you see McDaniels? There was a zoom in where he's talking to Tua, and he's like, I screwed up.
I screwed up.
I'm paraphrasing
I screwed
here.
up.
But I don't know. There's some about McDaniels. I love the guy.
I
really do love the guy. But I love Shanahan more, but I love McDaniels.
Miami could be in trouble now.
Why?
Chargers next week. Bills the week after. Miami may be in trouble.
McDaniel, no S. I guess I keep adding an
Mike
S.
McDaniel, yeah, you do that.
My
sometimes. Bad. Chambry in Arizona.
Fonte Hills.
San Francisco Chronicles. Remember Najee Harris?
Najee Harris.
Oh, is that Rod Korchek? San Francisco Chronicles? Chambry, what's happening?
Hey, good morning, fellas. First and foremost, we all feel for Jimmy. I just want to say thank you to Jimmy for being a guy that didn't cause any chaos in the locker room with everything given in the offseason. But with that being said, I was obviously excited to see what Purdy did. He showed some cojones. He came to Perry High School out here in Chandler, Arizona, my neck of the woods over here. So that was pretty dope when we got him and to see him ball out. And like you guys, we're not saying anything about Super Bowl. It's just when you break him down, going forward, we're going to ask him to do the exact same thing we would ask of Trey Lance and Jimmy, right? We're going to run the ball, screen pass, and all you got to do is not turn the ball over. So from that aspect, we have confidence in him. And his style is a more mobile Jimmy G, and he's got swag like Heineke. So to me, a more mobile Jimmy G is kind of like Kirk Cousins. So I have confidence in him. The two things I want to see going forward, and just hear me out, as a pure runner in this system, in the Niners system, I think Mason and TDP are better fitted to be our running backs and use McCaffrey more as your pass catcher / receiver. And on defense, I don't know what the issue is. The dude shows flashes and bats balls down like no other, but Drake Jackson needs to be on the field more.
Well, I think they're doing a good job of mixing in him and Ibukam and trying to highlight their strengths. Ibukam, I thought, had a pretty good game as well.
He was solid. To me, it was 97-57. And Fred Warner played well, too.
And Armstead.
Armstead, number 91, popped. Drake Greenlaw, just saw that one possession. We'll get to that.
Bowman vibes, right, B? In terms of like the instincts meeting the speed, meaning the physicality. Forget like the position. I'm just saying, like when I used to watch Bowman would move so quick instinctually, and then he would knife through so athletically. That's what I get from Greenlaw.
But Bowman don't hit like Greenlaw.
You don't think?
Nah, I don't think so.
Really?
I think Greenlaw's a more vicious hitter.
Really?
Absolutely.
Wow.
Greenlaw,
that's high praise.
Greenlaw is attacking, trying to. I mean, he's reckless at times.
He almost picked up and body slammed Tyreek, and I was like, "Don't do it!"
Yeah, and it was a message. It was a message like, "Tyreek, I'm on your ass. I'm on you."
How many guys?
Tyreek.
How many linebackers in the history of the game are staying with Tyreek in that play?
Trey Greenlaw might be my favorite 49er right now. I swear, I know everybody's going to go Bosa. Yeah. Everybody's going to go Debo.
Well, Fred
trust
Warner
me, I
made
love Debo.
3 plays on pass coverage that were ridiculous.
He did.
Early in the game,
He's
batting
playing
the
like an
ball.
all-pro.
He's
playing like
ridiculous.
An all-pro. Dre Greenlaw, that one possession, he made 3 impact plays. And the first one to start the drive, and he's hitting his helmet.
Yes.
And I'm just like, all right, I'm up.
Tyreek tried to take his mouthpiece.
He did.
Did you see that?
I did. He snatched it out of him.
Yeah, I
it's
loved
like,
it.
I'm on to you, Tyreek. All right, you're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM, HD1 San Francisco, always live on the free Odyssey app. Download the Odyssey app and favorite 95.7 The Game for the best and most up-to-date sports coverage. Don't forget that you can also watch us every single day on our YouTube and Twitch streams. Just log on and search 95.7 The Game, and be sure to like and subscribe to the channel while you are there. Joe Shasky the Butcher, Bonte Hill, Morning Roast, got Matson in the building. Lutman's on taking the calls. Lutman's in Aaron Judge mode. He don't give a damn about what happened yesterday in Levi's.
I'll give you a quick update.
Oh, wait, he was at the 49ers game?
Well, I thought that, but I was wrong.
You and like 500 other people. Well, 500,000 people.
I walk in this morning, hey, Lutman, how you doing? You know, I got this big box from, Flag and Anthem, all these cool clothes. It's amazing. And then he goes, I'm allowing myself. I go, allowing yourself? I'm going to go from 60 to 65% sure that Aaron Judge is coming to San Francisco. 60 to 65% now. He's jumped up 5 percentage points.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what that does.
Well,
for
the winter
anybody.
meetings start today. Laura Britt is down in San Diego. We'll get her on at some point this week.
Yeah, she was
Back
great
to football.
Friday. She was great Friday. We'll see about Aaron Judge. Mike Ruff, my all-time favorite.
Roast Rump.
Back to the Niners.
The 7th best DB at Miami at that time.
Real quick, as you like to say, Shaska, a quick aside. The Steph Curry video yesterday of him making those full court shots with arm.
Yeah, it was incredible. I mean, is anyone surprised by that?
It was.
Walk into a gym and every kid on the planet is shooting half court shots, full court shots at 10 years old. Like I don't expect anyone to hit that shot, but of all players that I would expect to hit that shot, Steph Curry, I'm not surprised at all.
It was fake.
Was it?
Yeah.
Like the Michael Vick video?
Yeah, J.D. McCauley, Associated Press, tweeted yesterday, per the Warriors. And JD's a sweetheart. It was fake.
That's not their new ATO? That's after timeout. I'm a big basketball guy.
We know.
Is this the tornado play or the floppy set or what are we doing here?
Splashing, horns, elevators, UCLA, 5 out, 4 quarters.
The insufferable loudmouth who used to do that job. You said, "Oh, the floppy set, the floppy set."
Chill. The USC thing in the college football playoff. Now they got their asses kicked Friday. Go home. Go home.
They lost to the same team twice,
dude.
But it's a television product, so I want to see USC. Now today's not the day. We'll argue about it tomorrow.
I don't want to see them get blown out by Georgia because they can't tackle.
But I want to see Caleb Williams
learn how to tackle.
It's the same thing I said about Bryce Young 3 weeks ago when I told you I wanted Alabama in it, and everyone's like, they're not going to get in it. I want to watch him. I'm a television consumer.
They didn't get in it, so now we get C.J. Stroud, Marvin Harrison Jr.,
Ryan Day, soft booty.
Hey, Ohio State may shock the world.
Back to the Niners.
I'm kidding. Back to the Niners. You sure Steiny talking Niners today? Warriors went 2-0 over the weekend.
What's hitting you?
Stop. You got to stop.
Jimmy.
I'm on fire this morning.
All right, let's go.
Back to Wiggins.
Yeah, you're empty.
Back to Wiggins. Speaking of Wiggins.
Yeah. How about
Curry's been the best thing to happen to my career.
And Guru.
Dustin, North Dakota. Dustin, North Dakota. You're on the roast.
Hey, guys. What's going on this morning?
Good morning, Dustin. How's it up there in North Dakota? North Dakota State, I saw, won a playoff game. The school of Trey Lance and Carson Wentz and, of course, Christian Watson. They look good over the weekend. Yep. Sac State. Hopefully they see Sac State soon.
Yeah. No, it's a little chilly up here, but we're doing all right. Just wanted to comment on it. Sucks for Jimmy. Feel bad for him. He was playing pretty good. But I was really looking forward to see him versus the Bucks next week. Kind of disappointed that game's not going to happen with Jimmy.
It sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, the rest of the season not having Jimmy sucks. For Jimmy, on a personal level, it sucks. The 49ers since 2018, I saw this floated around on the Athletic article by Matt Barrows. 36 games have been missed since 2018 by their starting quarterback.
Not good.
What?
Not
This
good.
is the team that... Okay, I know. You roll your eyes when I say this. Frankie Albert, John Brody, Y.A. Tittle,
I don't roll my
Montana,
eyes,
Steve
man.
Young, Jeff Garcia. And since then, it feels like you get a little hope, and then everybody's snake bit. Like, you get a little bit of Alex Smith, he gets hurt. Like, a little bit of good after all some horrible. Then you get this just comet in Colin Kaepernick, and then that goes into the abyss. And then you get, some hope from Jimmy Garoppolo. He gets hurt. And then he comes back, and you're hopeful again. And he gets hurt again. And then you're hopeful again. And then he's going to leave, and you get a little taste of Trey Lance, and then he gets hurt. It's like, God... What is it about the quarterback for the 49ers that we just keep getting snake bit? Is this like Bone Thugs and Harmony? Did we make a deal with the devil?
It's not
We're all
all
going to die in 1999?
I don't know if it's all snake bit, but at some point, quarterbacks got to protect themselves. And it sucks what happened to Jimmy Garoppolo. But the same people who sat up here told me that Trey Lance got himself hurt by not protecting himself, then what the hell happened yesterday with Jimmy Garoppolo?
I just think it's football. Like on the Jimmy
football,
play, I wanted him to go down, but I don't think it's his fault.
But it's not his fault.
Football happens.
Football
the game's
happens.
violent.
It does. Throw the damn ball away.
We can agree.
Throw the damn ball away. For a veteran like Jimmy Garoppolo, I can understand Trey Lance trying to make a play, breaks his ankle, carts out, bye-bye, season over.
And you're running full speed into the line. Like, that's a different play. This
Jimmy,
one, you're like drifting into no man's land.
And Jimmy was a little jittery early on. He was a little jittery early on. Mr. Ayuk's wide open. He's got his hands waving up and down.
I came in here after the New Orleans game, and what did I say to you about Jimmy? I'm really worried about the knee. I'm really worried about how many hits he's taking.
Yeah.
And what sucks is that play didn't even happen in the pocket. He's like drifting outside the hashes.
Right.
And he gets touched once, and I'm thinking to myself, I don't know what other people were thinking, but I was yelling, go down.
Yeah, throw the ball away. Throw the ball away.
Even if, just
throw
go
the ball
down.
away. You're not going to outrun Baker. You're not going to outrun Phillips. And you get crunched, and now your foot's broken. You're out for the season. You probably played your last game. Well, I don't even want to say that anymore.
Who
I thought it was,
knows? Who knows? Like, I thought he was gone like 15 different times. I thought Alex Smith was gone 15 different times. Who knows?
But in a way, if that is his last snap as a 49er, it seems fitting because his tenure has been marred by injuries. That's been the biggest knock. All right, let's go to RJ in Fairfield. RJ, what's happening? You're on the roast.
Like the big. Good morning, guys. Victory Monday.
Victory Monday.
Give a couple of, Hey, I just want to give a couple of Christmas gifts out to Nick Bosa for being the sack monster he is. He gets a Christmas gift. I want to give a Christmas gift to Dre Greenlaw for taking the mouthpiece from Tyreek Hill.
Yep.
Thank you. I'll take that, and I'll give a Christmas gift to Kyle Shanahan for having the kahunas to challenge those catches, boys. I think those were key turnovers right there.
Yeah, agreed.
Those were big for us. And, hey, I want to put somebody on my naughty list real quick. The O-line, man. The O-line, you're on my naughty list. I think you guys, the two tackles on the side, I've never seen the end just feel free to go by McGlinchey and
well, on the play that Jimmy got hurt, it felt like two guys. I mean, I don't know if the second guy, but certainly one of them was untouched. It's like, come on, guys.
Yes.
Mark him up.
Did you see McGlinchey? He let homeboy go by him. I was like, what the heck? But yeah, you're on the O-line's on my naughty list, man.
Welcome to the Mike McGlinchey experience.
Oh yeah. What did I say a couple weeks ago? He's good for one series wrecking penalty riddled drive.
Dude, you see him getting all amped up yesterday too. He was ticked off about a holding or illegal man downfield.
Yeah, it was him downfield.
Yeah, illegal man downfield. He was losing his mind.
It's like you were downfield, bud.
Yeah, it was like, what are you mad about? Be mad about missing a block. All right, more coming up on the roast. We're going to get to all the lines here, all the calls, 888-957-9570. We'll discuss the remaining strength of schedule in the NFC because all the NFC contenders. Can the Niners survive with Brock Purdy and make the playoffs? Can they survive with Brock Purdy and win the NFC West? 888-957-9570. And as far as Jimmy Garoppolo, how are we feeling this morning about the injury? Is this injury going to prevent the Niners from winning their 6th Super Bowl? That's right, Super Bowl. Oh, boy. I can't believe we're having this show.
Can we I'm starting with the division, but I'm not hating on anybody that's got higher aspirations.
To me, it's not Operation Glendale, it's Operation Red Paint. Can I get Operation Red Paint?
Oh, the New York Giants had red paint.
I know, it looks sweet.
End zone look incredible. All right, let's get to the break.
All right, that's coming up, brought to you by Fremont Bank, full-service banking, no compromises, and ChooseChange.org.
I'd be a great cop.
Just hearing it's pretty crushing. We know what Jimmy's been through, how hard he's worked at this.
Jimmy, no! Garoppolo in trouble, and he is sacked. That left ankle gets rolled up on, and Garoppolo off on a cart.
We're reacting with you.
Don't do that to Jimmy. Come on.
Right here on 95.7 The Game.
Stimulant use disorder is a disease, not a choice. But getting help is. Make a change by choosing treatment for your meth or cocaine addiction. Find proven treatment options at choosechangeca.org.
Kirby! They're your driveway mechanic, and they bring the shop to you. And our friends over at Kirby just won the Motor Top 20 Award for innovation, brakes and tire replacements, oil changes, and so much more. And guess what? They've just added Kirby's eco-friendly wash. I used it last week because up in the mountains, barely uses any water, and it made my car look absolutely brand new. They use biodegradable products, all of them, and they provide the ultimate shine and protection to both the exterior, and here's the best part, the interior of my car. And it was all in the ease of my driveway. I went nowhere. It was the ultimate convenience, easy booking, transparent pricing. It was an on-time arrival service in my driveway. There was no waiting room, no coordinating rides, and direct access to my mechanic. Friendly, reliable service, no middlemen, and no upsells. You can get $50 off your first oil change with the code OIL50. That's OIL50. Or use my code JOEWASH, JOEWASH, to get a free sealant treatment with the purchase of Kirby's eco-friendly wash. Check out Kirby.com. That's CURBEE.com.
Guys, 2022's been a roller coaster year, so spoil her this Christmas by giving her the next best thing to wearing nothing at all with soft, silky, naturally nude pajamas exclusively from Pajamagram. Sensuous and smooth, naturally nude pajamas feel just like her own bare skin, even more alluring than lingerie. The texture and touch of these pajamas is so seductive that you'll both love the feel of them. She'll love the feeling of wearing next to nothing at all, and you'll love the way they look. Best of all, Pajamagram does the wrapping for you with free gift packaging. Order today, and Pajamagram will also include a free matching naturally nude nightie with the purchase of naturally nude pajamas. That is free gift packaging and a free naturally nude nightie when you order today. Just go to Pajamagram.com. It's fast, easy, and delivery by Christmas is guaranteed. That's Pajamagram.com.
And a 1, 2, 3, and play. Yes, this is a holiday cover, and we've never sang professionally, but you can save a sleigh load over Verizon T-Mobile AT&T with hundreds in your pocket. There is no better price, and mobile speeds that are faster than a room clearing when we harmonize. We can't sing well, but our savings are swell on the fastest mobile service we say. If you haven't turned the sound down yet, switch to Xfinity Mobile today. Hey!
Rated savings, not singing. Join the 5 million customers and counting that have switched to Xfinity Mobile, the fastest mobile service with 5G and millions of Wi-Fi hotspots. And get the best price for 2 lines of unlimited with 5G, compared to the lowest price plans of the top 3 carriers. Just $30 a line per month. Learn more at Xfinity.com/fastestmobile. Xfinity Unlimited intro service and Xfinity Internet required. Taxes and fees extra. Reduced speeds up to 20 gigabytes of usage. Data thresholds may vary.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
With car prices at an all-time high, our donors are now getting highest receipts ever. Don't miss out for 2022. Donate at carsforkids.org and your car can be picked up tomorrow.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Hurry! It's your last chance to donate for 2022.
He's the best interview in the Bay Area.
Splish Splash. Coach, are you taking a bath?
Could you hear a little water in the background?
Yeah! He's a 9-time NBA champion.
Not 5, not 6, not 7.
And he's on with Damon and Ratto every single week during the NBA season.
Wow.
It's Warriors head coach Steve Kerr on 95.7 The Game. Presented by Xfinity. Supercharge your home with supersonic Wi-Fi. Unbeatable internet only from Xfinity.
There's a reason Golden State has become the trusted partner for professional builders and contractors. The breadth of what they offer is remarkable. Their product knowledge can save you time. They're the largest distributor in NorCal of many of the brands they carry. Golden State's newly refreshed app offers installation guides, building codes, and much more. And the GSTV link on their homepage is a useful resource. Family owned for 3 generations. Golden State. When you succeed, we succeed.
Kansas City Steak Company, another AmericanEagle.com success story. Started in 1932 as a family-owned butcher shop, today they're a leading distributor of superior all-American steaks delivered right to your door, ready for the grill and your taste buds. When it came to their website, an average site wouldn't do. They chose AmericanEagle.com to take their website to the next level. With a dramatic increase in competition and a softening market demand, they had 2 challenges: improve their brand presence and message, and produce a positive return. AmericanEagle.com got to work and executed usability studies and detailed audits of site experience, digital assets, and marketing. The result? An integrated digital marketing and customer experience plan, organic traffic increase of 20%, and a long-term roadmap for success. If you love great steaks, go to kansascitysteaks.com for website design, development, and online solutions that bring efficiency and results. Visit AmericanEagle.com. If you need a results-driven website, call the team at AmericanEagle.com at 877-WEBNOW1. That's 877-WEBNOW1.
Roll him on the first play of this drive. Edwin gets intercepted. Just a bad throw behind a wide open Hill, and Diamador Lenore has the interception.
Hey, this is Matt Steinmetz of Steiny and Guru, 12 to 3 on 95.7 The Game. Let's get back to the morning roast with Bonte and Shasky, fresh off his 5th grade CYO champ.
Oh, your Division 7 4 minutes that you got in college 67 years ago.
I'm going to let you guys fight that out. I'm going to stay out of this one. I'm going to stay out of it. I'm going to stay out of it. By the way, Vince Vargas coming at me. Said I don't watch Iowa State football.
No one does. It's not just you. No one does.
But I watched a lot of Brock Purdy. And the last game I watched of Brock Purdy at Iowa State, he threw 4 interceptions against Iowa. And they were ranked, and that was a big-time game for them. And he got benched in that game. All right? And that's why I watched him against Oregon in the Fiesta Bowl. And that running back they had out of Iowa, I think it was Breece Hall, matter of fact, that was running the rock. He was good.
Well, he's a star.
He was solid.
You know, it's interesting. Not to lay my bona fides on the table here, my bona fides, but Sam and I went to 8 or 9 practices during training camp, and I know the beat writers are there every day. Sam, how many did you go with me? 5, 6, 7? Somewhere in that range. He's on the phone somewhere. Point being, we watched all the quarterback drills. I watched all the different reps and things like that. Now, at the time, it was Trey getting all the 1s, Sudfeld would get the 2s, and then I would say 1/3 of the amount of snaps of the other 2 would be Purdy. So they'd run let's say 3, 4, 5 plays in a row for Trey Lance and the number 1s, then 2, 3, 4 plays for Sudfeld, and you get 1 or 2 plays for somebody like Brock Purdy. He just looked really small at practice. Now, in the drills, there were certain drills that I would watch, and I'd be like, I can see what Shanahan sees in him. He's a very quick twitch. He runs the drills quite well. Arm strength, not his forte. Mobility, yeah, he's mobile. Throwing on the run, he didn't throw a tight spiral across the body or accurately on the run. But he was a quick decision maker. He's just so small.
He is.
He's so small.
He is small. He is very, very small.
But in the game,
but you
I
know
thought
what?
he played really well.
But you know what?
I thought he played really well.
Xfinity Mobile text line 650. If Dilfer could win one, why not Purdy?
Why do we keep using the outliers? I mean, I know Nick Foles.
It's just a question.
Look, I think that it's week to week. I don't think their season's over. That's the one thing I will say to everyone. Like, do I think that they're still right where they were, with Jimmy Garoppolo? No, they're a lesser team without Jimmy Garoppolo. Now, does Brock bring some things to the table that maybe Jimmy can't? Yeah, he's a little more mobile.
Yeah.
But I think that Jimmy's IQ, I think his stature, his composure, there's a lot of things that Jimmy brings to the table that I can't quantify. That's the reason why those guys were gravitating toward him. And Jimmy's won some big-time playoff games for these guys.
He's won big-time games for these.
Yeah, period.
Big-time games
now,
since
we'll
2017.
see what Brock ends up bringing to the table. I don't think the season's over. We're going to go week to week. Dear God, can Trey Lance find a way to get back on the field at some point? At minimum, be my number 2?
Wow. How about this one? 707. Brock is about to Nick Foles this on another level. Whew. Whew. You know what Nick Foles did in Philly?
Look.
Helped them win their one and only Super Bowl.
Whether we're looking at his size and stature, being small and undersized, are there outliers in the history of the game who have been small, who've been successful? Of course. Everyone's going to point to Drew Brees. Drew Brees is one of the greatest players the game has ever seen. One of the smartest, brightest, best players ever, okay? Who was a second-round pick. When I look at the other thing, have backups won. Yes, there's been a few situations.
Jeff Hostetler,
who we referenced earlier. Obviously, Nick Foles more recently. There have been certain spots where guys have come in and done good things. It's a stretch to say they're in the same position they were before the Jimmy injury in terms of their stature within the league.
So, a lot of people want Fitzmagic. I don't know.
I don't want anything to do with Fitzmagic.
Right, here we go.
I want nothing to do with
strip the schedule as the Niners are in first place in the NFC West, 8-4. 8-4 overall. With this defense, they can compete with anybody. This defense is legit. They're legit. Are they the greatest defense of all time? No. But they're playing at a high level.
I could make the argument, forget all time. I think they're the best defense in the league right now.
Right now.
I think they're in the league right now.
Right now.
Can a team like Kansas City give them fits because of the personnel situation?
Absolutely.
Of course. But look at all the best. They're better than Minnesota. I think
the Jets defense is pretty damn good. Jets defense is good. Cowboys defense is good. They're one of the top defenses in the league. I'm fair to say that.
But
you can make the argument
in so many ratings.
Cowboy fans can make the argument that their defense is number one. Niner fans can make the argument that their defense is number one. Philadelphia fans are saying, "What about us? What about us?"
Well, I think Philly has an argument as well. I think they're playing the most complimentary football. But I like our personnel better than theirs.
I like the Niners defense a lot. But when I look at the strength of schedule, right? Niners right now number 3 overall in the NFC. They host a playoff game. The playoffs started today, which I don't like doing, but they started today. They played the New York Giants, 7-4-1. Washington, outside looking in, 7-5-1. Seattle, a game back in the Niners, 7-5. We look at strength of schedule for these NFC contenders. The Giants have the second toughest strength of schedule the rest of the way. They have the Eagles twice. They have the Commanders. They're in trouble. They have to play at Minnesota. They may be on the outside looking in, but number 3 is the Washington Commanders. They still have a game against the Giants. They still have a game against the Dallas Cowboys at home. And Dallas fans take over that stadium all the time. All the time.
God, they're the worst.
They are the worst. But they play the Browns. And then, of course, they got the Niners Christmas Eve at Levi Stadium, which is going to be a body bag game. Bodies will be flying in that game. So when you look at the Niners' strength of schedule, 21st hardest schedule the rest of the way. Which is crazy, right? When they play Tampa, they play Seattle, in Seattle. You have Arizona the last game of the season. You have to go to Vegas to play the Raiders. And, of course, you have the Washington Commanders. 5 games left. The Buccaneers, 24th hardest schedule. And the Vikings, 31st hardest schedule. So, look, man, it's going to be interesting down the stretch. This defense will keep the Niners in a lot of football games. The same thing we asked of Jimmy Garoppolo, we need to ask Brock Purdy. Just take care of the football.
I'm thinking about 2020 when Jimmy went down and Nick Mullins came in.
Oh, my God.
No. Just hear me out. Hear me out.
Why did you have to remind me that?
Because I think there's a lot of comparisons here, right? But I'm thinking about, forget Nick Foles and all these other guys. Can he be better than what Nick Mullins brought to the table 2020? Because Nick Mullins at times looked good, B. At times. And then it was the turnovers that did them in. and the missed opportunities. I think this team collectively is better than the 2020 team. Wouldn't you agree?
Yes, because Bosa got hurt, week 2?
Debo got hurt that year.
Debo got hurt. He came in hurt with the Jones fracture. Yes,
they didn't have CMC. Mostert was out for the whole year. They had backup running backs.
Nick Mullins is hanging out by a thread in the NFL.
I agree with you, but what I'm saying is that they were in a lot of those games down the stretch, right? Like, what was their final record? What was it, 7 and 9, 6 and 10?
It was a lost season, 6 and 10, maybe.
The fact that they don't have to go the whole strength of the season, right, I think benefits them. The fact that you only have to go X amount of games at the end of the year is something that's good for them, and go week to week, and then maybe just pray. Can Trey get back?
Well, Shanahan already ripped that off. Matson, get in here. The Trey Lance stuff. Shanahan said that at the podium. I know you're tapped in with the 49ers. Before we get back to the lines, Trey Lance coming back this season or not? Because I want to kill this question. Because I'm here too much about Trey. I don't think he's coming back. Is he coming back?
Shanahan said yesterday, and I quote, "No, he can't." Because somebody asked, "Are you going to activate Trey Lance?" And he said, "No, he can't." He kind of danced around it for a while. When he would get asked about it, he would never give a definitive no. He would say, like, "I haven't been told that."
So the question I have for you then is that because of the IR designations, you're only allowed to bring back X amount of people? Or is this physically we don't want him, or he can't come back because there's a fear of either not being 100% or re-aggravating the injury? What is your determination on that?
My thought is it's injury related, because if there was a chance he could come back, so you have 6 returns. You can return 8 guys off IR. Elijah Mitchell will theoretically be 7. Javon Kinlaw would be 8. But if there was a chance that Lance could play again this year, I think they would just hold Kinlaw on IR and bring Lance back. So I don't think it's that.
Well, because I'm thinking about, and again, I'm speculating. This is reckless speculation at best.
Hell yeah.
All right? Which I'm here for, because that's how crazy this team makes me at times, because I love them so much and I want to win. If there is even an outside possibility that Trey Lance can come back, you have to do it. But at what point has Shanahan ever been absolutely truthful about any injury? Him and Jimmy didn't even get on the same page. The 2020 injury, we had no idea.
Hold on.
2021, no clue.
Let me reel you in for a second. When would Trey Lance be ready in your mind?
I don't know. I've never had a snapped ankle, and I've never been 6'3", 220.
Let's play this hypothetical game. Because the question is going to come and it's going to annoy the hell out of me.
Yes.
I'm going to tell you right now on the front end, it's going to annoy me.
Okay. Are you mad at me for even suggesting it?
It's just going to be annoying because Trey Lance has a broken ankle. Shanahan said he's not coming back.
I trust Trey Lance more than like Josh Johnson, for example, who they signed last night.
Here we go. Trey Lance has only had 4 starts.
Agreed.
By the time he may be ready, hypothetically, Brock Purdy's going to have 3 starts in the bag. He's going to have damn near the same amount of starts as Trey Lance. And at that point, you want to just throw Trey Lance back in the deep end in December?
No, that's not
for
what
the playoffs.
No, what I'm saying,
and let him play quarterback after being out all season long. At that point, I'd rather play Purdy for this season. I can't believe I'm saying that. But I'd rather play Purdy at this point of the season than bring back Trey Lance, where he has to think about an ankle injury. He's been hurt.
Look, there's a psychological thing. There's no doubt about it. I'm saying, as long as you know you can't do further damage to the foot, the leg, whatever the exact injuries are, right? As long as you know you can't do further damage, why wouldn't you? You have an obligation to salvage this season. These opportunities to get into the playoffs.
We don't even know if Trey Lance could play NFL quarterback yet. And I love Trey.
I'm not saying he's going to be your starter. I'm saying he needs to suit up.
Shanahan wouldn't even throw him. He wouldn't even let him throw the football. We're running read option football. And then you're asking him to go in the playoff game and go win a game?
I'm not saying that he's the starter. What I'm saying is that in terms of backups who know the system, yes, I would throw him in there and have him suit up. Because, look, yesterday, if Purdy goes down, you're looking at Juszczyk playing quarterback. All right? And if you're looking at this from just being reasonable, just take a step back. Who do you trust more in a game? Josh Johnson, who they signed last night, or the kid that you drafted the number 3 overall pick for?
I don't know. It's tough sledding either way.
No doubt. No doubt.
Either way, we're grasping at straws here. We're asking a guy who's had 4 career starts. 4 career starts. The backup Brock Purdy.
But Brock Purdy came into that game with 0 starts.
Yeah, I don't know.
And he won the game and dropped back 37 times.
I don't know.
Look, all I'm saying is even if there's an outside chance, If he cannot further injure it, my thought is, and you can disagree, he's got to be suited up at minimum. Like, if he can come back and try to, at minimum, you got to suit him up. If he cannot further injure himself. That's my position.
George in the Jungle. What's happening? You're on the roast.
Gentlemen, it's a beautiful day. We got to win. I've got 3 quick things I want to ask you. The first one, wasn't that a Purdy win? I mean, it was beautiful.
I'll allow it.
Said it, I had it here.
That's a 2.
Number two, that throw, that interception was on 4th down, and somebody was going to catch that ball. One of those 2 men were going to catch that ball, and we gained 20 yards on that. It was like a short punt. It was beautiful. The third thing, what could be more beautiful than watching Mr. Irrelevant go up against the legend and beat him? Come on.
Tom Brady?
It's going to be a beautiful week. Yep.
All right, George in the Jungle.
Do people have more faith in Brock Purdy than they did before we even got to Trey Lance? It feels like
they have more faith in Brock Purdy than Trey Lance.
It's as if the Week 16 game against the Texans, where they dismantled them in the second half, didn't ever happen.
No, people have more faith in Brock Purdy than Trey Lance. I can guarantee you that.
Why?
They've seen a lot more Brock Purdy than Trey Lance.
No, we've actually seen more Trey Lance to this point.
No, we've seen more Brock Purdy. Iowa State, he played 4 years.
Oh, you're talking about... But you just told me no one watches Iowa State.
I didn't say that. This guy told me I didn't watch Iowa State. Now I'm telling the guy he's lying.
Niner fans. Like, for most Niner fans haven't watched Iowa State or North Dakota State. I don't expect them to. In a Niner uniform, we've seen Trey go up against Arizona, in Arizona when they were, undefeated at the time, and you had no George Kittle. We saw him up against the Texans, all right? And they killed the Texans, and they were able to qualify for an opportunity to get into the playoffs because that was a Week 16 win that you had to have to stay alive in the playoffs. And yesterday you had Brock Purdy's first opportunity.
People believe Brock Purdy is the future of this team. I'm just telling you right now.
I feel like we've gone way too many steps too far.
People thought Nick Mullins was the future of this team. They thought C.J. Beathard. So what happens with the quarterback position? Robin in the city. Robin, what's happening? You're on the roast.
Oh, is it me?
It's you, Robin.
Oh, hey, you guys. A couple of things I just want to say. Maybe I misunderstood you. Didn't Jimmy get hurt because the guy on the left, the tackle, wasn't picked up? He didn't have time to throw the ball. And then two players hung on him too long. I mean, it's a moot point, but I felt like the whistle should have been blown a little sooner. I mean, damn.
Robin, I wish he just would have went down. It's easy for me to say in hindsight. I feel bad for the guy, and I know football's violent. I wish he just would have went down. I'm with you. I felt like they were holding on to him because he was kind of fighting for yards.
You don't mean to, but you're blaming him.
Oh no, that's not what I'm trying to do.
He didn't get protected. But here on the
no, we're not blaming Jimmy. We just wish he would have protected himself. That's all. Not blaming him. I mean, he got to protect himself. Robin, real quick. The same people who said Trey Lance didn't protect himself need to keep the same energy about Jimmy Garoppolo. He's a veteran quarterback. He knows Brock Purdy's behind him. Jimmy's a solid quarterback. The Niners need him if they want to hoist that Lombardi. Do I believe Brock Purdy's going to hoist a Lombardi? Hell no. Hell no. But Jimmy's got to protect himself.
I'm going to tell you like my daddy. I'm going to tell you like my father used to say to me. I'm not talking about Trey Lance and what they did here. I'm talking about Jimmy and what happened, okay? And so the fact of the matter is 2 wrongs don't make a right. But on a lighter note, so we can laugh, I want to say this to you guys. I love the way Debo said, yeah, I thought they got better talent. And doesn't Mike McDaniel, is that his name? Doesn't he kind of remind you of a cousin of Gerardo Herrera or Jerry Lewis, the Nutty Professor? Did you see that look he gave at the end of the game? Let's have some fun, you guys. That was a fun win.
That was a great
win.
I
have more faith in Purdy than I do Lance. Bye, you guys.
Wow. See, there you go. I told you. You don't think 60% of the Niner fan base is feeling like that this morning? It's a victory Monday. I feel great about the damn defense. That defense had me fired up. Baby Chaz is out there yelling defense.
I'm just surprised
defense
we're here.
But no,
I'm surprised
are you
we're
really?
Here.
Are you really, Joe Shasky the Butcher, surprised that we're here with Brock Purdy? You're not surprised. You're not surprised.
What? I mean, it was a great game. I'm not trying to. I don't want to. I don't want to like. It was one of my favorite wins of the Shanahan era.
Right.
That's number one.
Win.
And I thought Purdy did some really nice things. But I'm also trying to not be a prisoner of the moment and realize Miami has no tape on him. No one does in the NFL. We'll see what ends up happening when they have a full week of game planning. He was really good as the game went on, but there were certain times in the game where I could see, like, oh my gosh, he's really, really small.
Right.
Oh, he thinks he's a better athlete.
What about
than
his
he
arm
is.
strength?
His arm strength I think it's fine. It's fine for what they want to do. Throwing underneath, they're not going to try to stretch the field.
But you don't think teams are going to try to take that away?
Oh no, B. That's what I'm worried about. Is that not that this is a mirage, but that teams are going to adjust to what he can and can't do now a little, and that Shanahan is going to have a week to think about it, and he might go a little more conservative.
Listen, man, more people have more faith in Brock Purdy than Trey Lance. It's just the truth.
It's
just the truth.
That feels like false hope to me.
I bet that changes when Brock Purdy sees a defense that game plans for him.
Am I alone in this being like a little awestruck that Niner fans are like they've instantly pivoted this far?
No, they won.
No, but I'm saying on Brock over Lance already.
Yeah, I mean, it's an overreaction for sure, but is that shocking?
No, it's not shocking. I sat here with you when Nick Mullins won a game. Nick Mullins won a game against the New York Giants, and I sat there and looked you in the eye, and you said, you know what? Nick Mullins, he wins his Philly game, and he may have to start him over Jimmy.
He didn't win the Philly game.
Jimmy was hurt too, though. Jimmy was hurt too.
Shasky, you did it.
I know.
You
I
went
did.
down the Muddy Mullins train.
I did, and then I instantly felt like the Crypto.com guy. What was it? Come
FTX.
On, FTX guy. I went bankrupt immediately. And then I went into hiding.
So I'm not surprised. Let's go to Iowa. All right, is this Jake? Jake's in Iowa State. Jake, where you at? Tell me you're not in Iowa.
In the state of Iowa?
Iowa, guys.
Where you at? Where you at in Iowa? You in Ames? Des Moines?
Ames. I watched Brock Purdy his whole college career, every snap, guys.
Okay.
My buddy was Trey Lance's offensive coordinator, Courtney Messingham at North Dakota State. I love all three of the Niner quarterbacks. I love Jimmy. You guys are going to be pleasantly surprised how good Brock Purdy is going to be in this offense. He is limited outside the numbers, but he can throw the ball down the middle of the field. Guy is smart. He is a leader. What he did yesterday, that throw to Kittle on third down,
that was a great throw.
Things you're going to see. With the play where he missed that Uke outside, that's not the type of throw he can make. He comes back on 3rd and 10, got the guy right in his face, he hits Kittle right down the middle. This guy can play.
Jake,
he's not going to make big mistakes.
No, and you know what? That's the key, Jake. But he's got to hit that throw to Ayuk outside the numbers. Those are big money plays. Big money plays. You got to hit those. Got to hit those if you want to win Super Bowls. First game, I'm here for Brock. I want to take it week by week. Also, the defense. That's the headline for me. Forget Brock for a second. Drake Greenlaw on that one drive. It's 23-17 49ers. Miami gets the ball at their own 10-yard line. 11-10 left. Crowds up on their feet. There's scary hours at Levi's. There's a lot of nervous energy with the red and gold.
It was very loud through the television.
Very loud. Mostert 7 yards on that first carry. Then Tua Tagovailoa hits Smythe for that little 2-yard game, and Drake Greenlaw pops him. Remember that? Drake Greenlaw pops him, looks at the Miami sideline, and bats his helmet 3 times and said, I'm here. I'm here. Try it again on me. So Miami, you know what? They show some moxie. Went for it on 4th and 1 from their own 19-yard line.
I can't believe they did that.
Tyreek Hill, 9-yard gain.
By the way, on that play, it's impossible to guard him on that play.
No, it's impossible.
He just rolled out left to it, and Tyreek just ran like a little 4-yard route, turned around, and then boxed out. And it was boom, wide open.
So then you get Miami 1st and 10 at the Niners' 44-yard line. You're thinking, oh boy.
Yeah.
Oh boy, right? Tyreek Hill coming all across the formation. Crossed the formation on the drag route. And Drake Greenlaw got on his horse, met him at the spot, and almost DDT'd him on the sideline.
The instincts and obviously the film study, for him to know that Tyreek's coming across the field like that was a hell of a play.
Hell of a play. And then you get the 4th down, where Tua looks for Mike Gesicki, and Greenlaw's on the coverage, and he fights through the whistle, just like the young man in Michigan against Ohio State, when he fought through the ball on Stover and batted the ball out. Big-time play. Greenlaw, 3 impact plays on that drive. And I say, damn it, thank God they gave him a contract extension because the price is going up. The price is going up for Drake Greenlaw, and they got him locked up. And so now I got 2 linebackers in the middle of the field roaming sideline to sideline. Greenlaw and Fred Warner Jr. Now, he gives you Bowman vibes. I think Greenlaw's a more vicious hitter than Bowman. And I hear what you said. I hear what you said. Athletically,
and the instincts
no doubt.
and the way that he's around the ball. That's all I was getting at. Like, they're very different players because Bowman played inside and he would, like, come through the fullback and, like, be so athletic.
No doubt.
But in terms of, like, what he's doing to the defense, because at one time it was Willis in your face. And then Willis kind of slowed down a little because he got hurt. And then Bowman started popping. Warner's been unreal this year. Greenlaw's been as good.
Dude, Greenlaw, after the Chicago game, was a bit reckless. He's hitting whatever. I can live with that. He's a throwback linebacker, and he's an intimidator. He's an intimidator.
You know what he reminds me of?
Who's that?
Lance Briggs.
I like that.
Remember how good Lance Briggs was for a long time? Like,
Yep.
I'm trying to think about a guy who could go sideline to sideline, and that anything underneath, fullbacks, tight ends, he's stopping.
You want to get wiki? You want to get weird here? You want to get weird?
I thought you were going to say get Wikipedia.
Yeah, you want to get weird here? Let's get weird. It's 7:41. Let's get weird, folks, before we go back out to the lines. The Panthers are expected to release quarterback Baker Mayfield.
Oh, God.
It hit waivers when it's finalized later today. You ain't on Baker? Back up? You
He's
want
like
Baker?
the worst teammate ever.
Does anyone really have a choice?
What was that, Michelle?
Does anyone really have a choice?
I also heard during the broadcast last night from Sam Lubman, because I told you I turned it off and tried to watch Yosemite. Matt Ryan might get released. What was the phrasing on that, Lubman? Get in here because
Who said that? Tarico and Collinsworth?
So no, this was as I was driving home last night, I was listening to the Fox Sports programming that we have, and the guys on there were talking. I think it was like Art Spander and them.
Oh,
They were
Artie
like,
Spander.
They were talking. I was like, maybe the Colts can cut Matt Ryan to free him, as I put air quotes, from the misery that is in Indianapolis, and then Kyle Shanahan and the Niners will swoop in and save him and bring him back to bring him here to San Francisco.
Matt Ryan is cooked. He has more turnovers than any quarterback in the league this year. And the Colts have weapons offensively.
This is where we're at, though. This is like, I had friends asking me,
my God,
let's get Big Ben.
Now.
Let's get Drew Brees. Let's get Philip Rivers.
Right now, I'm looking at my phone. That shouldn't be.
What is that? Andrew Luck.
David Tetla, producer at NBC Sports Bay Area. We all love Tetla here on the roast. The Niners should sign Mayfield right away. That's where we're at. So we want to get weird.
How's that going to roll with Nick Bosa, who doesn't like him?
You want to get weird? Let's get weird.
Baker.
By the way, Bosa's podium game, A1.
Baker's got great arm talent. He does. He can actually throw. He can throw. I don't know, man. It's a lot to comprehend this playbook on a short. Like, that's the biggest thing for me. Even if they were to bring in somebody, something happens to Purdy, whatever. Even if they bring someone in, the learning curve is so difficult.
Ian Rappaport, quote tweets himself.
It's a Vontae move.
Waivers will be fascinating. The 49ers have a need.
Ian Rappaport's had a fine 36 hours.
His article was so bad.
Explain that to people that are just tapping in. First thing in
the morning, 6 in the morning, because I was up.
Yeah.
I was up early. And Ian Rappaport comes out with an article, NFL.com, why the Niners and Jimmy Garoppolo are open to a reunion in 2023. And it was all these ifs. If Jimmy does this, if the Niners do that, if Jimmy wants this, it's just like, oh my God, here we go.
It's a Goldilocks situation.
And all I thought about when the article was over, boy, I know what Mark Willer's talking about from 9 to 12. Why both parties are open to a reunion. Let's get through the Miami game first. And, first quarter, Jimmy gets hurt. And now we're on to Brock Purdy. And now we're talking about Baker Mayfield. Now we're talking about Cam Newton. Now we're talking about whether or not Brock Purdy could be Nick
Can I
Nick
dismiss
Foles.
Cam Newton? The guy can't hit the right side of the barn, all right? And you're wanting him to hit all these players. And I think in 2020 it made sense because they were a run-based team. Now they've got all these little weapons. I'm out on Cam Newton specifically.
You think Christian McCaffrey is?
I don't know.
I was doing overtime last night after the game, and some of the names that hit the YouTube chat.
I know, man.
Ryan Fitzpatrick. Just get him off the Amazon site. Andrew Luck, who weighs 180 pounds
and
now.
is still the quote-unquote property of the Colts.
Right, you'd have to trade assets for Andrew Luck.
It's too late.
I would be still Andrew Luck.
Have
But
you seen him lately?
Done. I know, he's done.
I saw Cam Newton. I saw Drew Brees.
Big Ben.
I saw Philip Rivers.
Big Ben.
Philip Rivers.
Yep.
Who else?
I'm out on all this. Give me Josh Johnson.
I want Vinny Testaverde like Julio Franco when he's in his 50s coming back to play.
Oh, my God. Vinny Testaverde.
You know who's probably going to send a tape in?
Who's that?
Jeff Garcia. Tell me I'm wrong.
He's already at the facility.
Yeah, 100%. I've been here since 4 a.m. You think, Coach, I beat you.
You guys think Steve Young still got it?
No, Steve's done.
Hey, RG3's a name I saw.
31.
RG3's a name I saw.
But he's now a dad, and he says he wants to be the best broadcaster that he can be. I actually really like RG3 as a broadcaster. Plus, Shanahan and him have very bad past.
Shanahan would rather sign Bonte Hill than RG3.
Yeah, I'll go out there and throw you a 2-yard screen and throw my arm off.
Purdy was like a couple of months old when Tom Brady started his NFL career. This is going to be an insane week of hype.
I'm rallying behind Brock Purdy. I'm here for it.
We have no other choice.
Yeah, we have no other choice, Michelle.
And I thought he looked pretty good yesterday.
Trey and Vallejo, what's happening?
Does
You're on the
anyone
roast.
really have a choice?
Nope.
Trey and Vallejo, what's happening?
Hey, man, top of the morning to you guys.
Top of the morning.
Oh, man, first of all, as fans, we also got to remember, when you're playing football, I'm sure you're going to agree with me, Bronte, on this, and I'm sure you too, Shicey. You're always one play away from being injured. So we got to keep that in mind. When you're out there on that field, everybody on that field is always one play away from being injured. So let's always remember that. But I think moving forward, what you have to do is you have to play to his strengths. Keep the ball like in your playmaker's hands. Like, I guess you got to give, Christian McCaffrey more touches, find a way to get the ball to Debo and Kittles. And I think they might be fine. They might. That's the thing about it. But I think the real test, not against Tampa Bay, but when he goes up to the Pacific Northwest, in that stadium, Bronte, that's going to be the test.
Well, that's
going to be the test.
I'm actually going to that game too, Trey. I'm going to that game.
Yeah.
God,
hopefully
the ticket prices go down now.
Oh, you're going to go?
Yeah, I'm going to go.
When is that?
December 15th, Thursday. So I'm flying up after the show.
Uh-huh.
I'm flying back after the game.
Really?
Yeah. It's a boss move, huh?
Yeah, you going by yourself?
And it's rolling.
Oh,
She
nice.
doesn't let me go anywhere by myself.
Yeah.
Anywhere.
It's like the White Lotus.
Permission slip. Oh, it's just automatically. You know how it is. Oh, yeah. So what time do we have to be there?
Does anyone really have a choice?
No.
I don't.
So the one thing that, if you want to be optimistic about yesterday, which is totally fine at the quarterback position, because it's such a great win, he minimized the turnover-worthy plays. And to me, that's the ultimate thing for the 49er quarterback. It's not about playing like Mahomes or Josh Allen. That's not how this team is built right now. Now, it could change over time. But right now, they just need somebody who can get rid of the ball quickly, get them lined up. They had issues getting lined up yesterday, and that's to be expected. The guys never played. They burned, 3 different timeouts because they were facing delay of games because they couldn't get themselves lined up properly. So getting the play calls in and out of the huddle, that was a problem yesterday. Let's see if they can clean that up. But outside of the interception on 4th and 4, I don't know why they were trying to throw to Ayuk when you had McCaffrey underneath. That's neither here nor there. It acted like a punt. I want to see them minimize the turnover-worthy plays. If they can do that, they should be in every game.
One thing I do love is the 2-minute drill he ran. Brock Purdy did pretty damn good on that 2-minute drill. It wasn't bad. It's one of the better 2-minute drills I've seen under Shanahan. I mean, to give the Niners a lead, going into the half, and then you get the ball right back to start the third quarter. Now, I know they didn't do anything with the ball, but you get 2 interceptions in that third quarter. Jimmy Ward with an unbelievable play. One of his finest plays in his career, right? Mm-hmm. One of his finest. Now, would I like to see them convert that and go from 3 to 6? Absolutely.
Of course.
Got to score touchdowns. Could have put the game away. It didn't. It's fine. The defense stepped up. That 2-minute drill before the half was beautiful. Beautiful. They used their timeouts. You know what I'm saying? They got up to the ball. They spiked. It was beautiful.
It felt like Purdy and Jennings had a nice little connection.
They did. Jawad Jennings with a big play there. I mean, third down, gets blitz, hits Kittle. I mean, it was beautiful. Let's go to Lancaster. Rhea. It's Rhea. I got it right this time. Rhea in Lancaster. What's up?
It's Rhea.
What's up, Rhea?
Good morning, gentlemen. I love the shirt, the sweatshirt you have on today.
Thank you.
Beautiful. I just want to chime in on Brock Purdy. I feel like I'm not going to panic. I feel like the Tampa Bay game, I think we can win because there's not a lot of film of Brock Purdy and with Kyle game planning for him. So they don't know what's going to happen yet. So I feel like we can probably maybe win that because with our defense being as outstanding as they are, I feel like they got to figure out what's going to happen on offense.
Right.
Because they've never seen this guy in a full game plan, as a starting quarterback. Also, I wanted to give a shout-out. You mentioned it before I even got on the line. Jimmy Ward playing out of position is playing well.
Yep.
And I don't want him to go anywhere because I've always loved him. I love his interviews. I love his candidness. I just love him. So I'm just glad he's getting just a little bit of recognition being out of position because I know he was bummed about playing out of position.
Right.
And also I want to give a shout-out to Robbie Gould because he's just clutch for us. And I don't know what we would do without him.
It's interesting on the Jimmy Ward thing. Great
Thanks
call,
for the call,
Rhea. It does feel like, and again, Madsen would know the numbers better than I would. I think he's had more interceptions this year at slot corner than he has his entire career at safety.
Maybe.
He's helped this team. Like, I know he's probably a better safety,
right?
But on this team, given the injuries and everything,
right,
he's done a pretty good job at slot corner. I mean, I'm not trying to hate on him. I'm being real. Javier up in Vacaville is probably like,
oh my God,
he's probably strutting now.
Oh my God,
with the Kings lighting the beam too.
Javier
living his best
Vacaville.
life.
Javier Vacaville, if you want to call to rub it in, today's your day. Today's your day, Javier. It's your day. He's played some damn good nickel corner. I like him at free safety, especially after the first play of the game. I'm thinking
flat-footed.
I thought Jimmy Ward was hurt. I said, where the hell is Jimmy Ward at?
Hanging around the line of scrimmage.
They got through it. They allow a touchdown on the first play of the game, 75 yards. They allow 10 points the rest of the way. That's some damn good defense. Let's squeeze one more call in before we hit the injury report. Ray in the Bay Area. Ray, what's happening?
Hey, guys, look, I just wanted to say that I work with about 5 or 6 Joe Shaskys, just a bunch of Niner nuts.
Nice.
And they know every name, every history. They can go just as deep as anybody. And they have been excited about Purdy since preseason. And I don't know who he is. I never heard of him. I was excited to watch the game last night just because he got in. Bonte is absolutely right. There's a lot of Niner fans that are really jacked about that guy.
Yep.
And I'm just excited to see what he does now, purely because of the Niner fans that's been talking about him.
Well,
the W is a W, and I'm pretty excited.
Yeah,
for him.
you know what? 8-4, you beat the Dolphins, you move on. It's a huge time. Because down at SoFi Stadium, the Seahawks still won against the Rams, all right? The Commanders and Giants tie earlier. And I'm thinking, just can you get a win? Can you get a win? And I know last week you were saying, like, look, a loss doesn't hurt you, right? It's not the worst thing in the world, but damn it, you had to win that game yesterday. You had to win that game yesterday. After the first play of the game, I said, damn it, Shasky. I'm sitting there watching 75 yards. I said, I got to get this game. McDaniel's out there strutting. Mostert's talking trash. Jeff Wilson Jr.'s on the sideline talking trash. The Dolphins' defense is chirping. They're flying around. You see all the tail on the lower level. Damn it, the Niners did that yesterday. That's a damn good win. That's a damn good win yesterday. And they did it with Brock Purdy. I'm telling you, the 2-minute drill, 11 plays, 76 yards. I'm all in on Brock Purdy. I got no choice. I'm in on it. I'm in. But don't come here talking about, hey, well, you know what? Please come here. Compare it to Montana if you want to, Shasky. If you want to.
Really have a choice?
We don't have a choice.
We as Americans, love an undersized, try-hard white guy. Oh I don't care what sport it is. You know we do, B. You know we do.
You said it, not
Rudy.
me. Time for the injury report. Time for the injury report. Oh, man.
You know I'm right.
You said it, not me. Let's get that King of the Hill early. Nah, we'll wait till Wednesday. Gosh. This season has been such a roller coaster.
I can't believe we lost our starting quarterback twice.
This season's such a roller coaster. It's such a roller coaster, man. Gosh.
Poor Jimmy. Honestly, poor Jimmy.
You know what? Can we just put the red paint in the end zone next week, please? Because these are basically playoff games. Let's just face it. The last 5 games for the Niners are playoff games.
Yeah, from here on out.
Here on out. Just put the red paint in the end zone. Lynch, Shanahan, Al Guido, Jet York, Parag Marante, whoever needs it, get the red paint in the end zone for next Sunday.
Here's your injury report by Boxer and Gerson. Jimmy broke his foot
yeah.
and is out for the year.
That's it. That's all you need to know. And Trey Lance is not available, folks.
Poor guy.
Injury report brought to you by Boxer Cars in Northern California. Premier workers' compensation law firm helping injured workers get their lives back for over 40 years. What's coming up on the game? Sponsored by Fremont Bank. Full-service banking, no compromises. David, Mike, Austin, Doug, and Javier in Vacaville. You're on deck here in the morning. We're also on 95.7 The Game. That's brought to you by Fremont Bank. Full-service banking, no compromises.
The GOAT, Jerry Rice, joins the Morning Roast this morning at 8:30.
It's one of those things where you start to slow things down just a little bit and you're able to see things happen before they actually happen.
Bonte Shasky and Jerry Rice react to Niners Dolphins this morning at 8:30, only on 95.7 The Game.
If you've ever wondered what's on Christian McCaffrey's holiday wish list, well, then you're not alone. My new favorite brand, and Sam Lubman's because he got a box of gear, Flag and Anthem. They have the answers. They sat down with the Bay Area's own to curate a perfect list of classic and versatile looks for every guy on your list, including you. From insanely soft flannels and comfortable hoodies to shirt jackets, jeans, and more. There's something for even the hardest person to shop for. So head over to flagandanthem.com today and shop CMC's go-to holiday gear and use the one-time code to get 25% off your order. Flag and Anthem, premium clothes without the premium price tag. Flag and Anthem.
If you owe back taxes to the IRS, have unfiled returns, or are worried about an audit, the IRS is hiring 87,000 new agents to address these very issues. That means if you need to get your tax problems resolved, now is the time to get started. I'm tax attorney Robert Goldstein, and my firm specializes in helping individuals and small businesses resolve their tax problems. We work to stop IRS and state seizures. We may be able to settle your tax debt for pennies on the dollar with an offer in compromise. We prepare your past due returns, even if you have no records, and represent you before the IRS and state in an audit. At the law offices of Robert Goldstein, the consultation is always free, and we have offices located throughout the Bay Area. To schedule your free consultation, call 1-888-TAX-EXIT. That's 888-TAXEXIT. 888-TAX-EXIT. And make us your last stop.
Hello, everyone. This is world-renowned handicapper Chris Hodge from TakingVegas.com. And if you haven't taken advantage of a 25-5 record on weeknight pro football games, don't wait another moment. We have tonight's game between New Orleans and Tampa Bay absolutely free. And all you have to do to get it is go to TakingVegas.com. Our free pick on Thursday night, never in doubt, under Buffalo, New England. This one tonight will be just as easy. New Orleans, Tampa Bay, absolutely free over at TakingVegas.com. Plus, we have free college basketball releases, free NBA write-ups. Everything is available at TakingVegas.com. Guys, a 25-5 run speaks for itself. That's our record on pro football weeknight releases this year. We have another big one going tonight that is guaranteed by the next 30 days of service. To get this pick absolutely free, just visit TakingVegas.com.
If you own a business, this has been a bumpy ride. From pandemic to inflation, I'm sure you could use a break. If your business has 5 or more employees and survived COVID, you might be eligible to receive a payroll tax refund of up to $26,000 per employee. The challenge is getting your hands on it. Hi, I'm Howard Mackler, and that's why I founded GetRefunds.com to cut through the red tape and get you that money. The team of tax attorneys we have put together are highly trained in this little-known payroll tax refund program. We do all the work, charge not a dime up front, and simply share a percentage of the cash that we get for you. Businesses of all types qualify, including those who took PPP, nonprofits, and even those that had increases in sales. We have helped return over $1 billion to businesses, and we can help your business too. Just go to GetRefunds.com and answer a few questions. This payroll tax refund is only available for a limited period of time. Don't lose out on up to $26,000 per employee. Go to GetRefunds.com. That's GetRefunds.com.
Hi, welcome to IKEA and our winter celebration event.
Yeah, hi. It's been a while since I've had the whole family over, so I need a table set for 12. I need decor to impress Aunt Lucille. Oh, I need gifts for the kids.
No worries. As an IKEA family member, you can save with hundreds of offers throughout the store, from home decor to table lamps and even gaming accessories.
Gaming.
Wait, did you say hundreds?
Yes. This holiday season, visit us in-store or at IKEA-USA.com/winter celebrations to start saving. The IKEA Winter Celebration event begins 12/7 and ends 12/24/22, U.S. only.
Throughout the 60s and 70s, cops hunted down key figures of the Dixie Mafia, including its enigmatic ringleader, Kirksey Nix.
I'm interested in making money. I'm not interested in hurting people.
15 years into Kirksey's life sentence, the Dixie Mafia was practically folklore, but that would soon change. I'm Jed Lipinski. This is Gone South, a documentary podcast from C13 Originals, a Cadence 13 studio. Season 2, The Dixie Mafia. Available now on the Odyssey app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you 24/7 with supplies and solutions for every industry and access to product specialists ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Meet Joe A,
Hi.
Joe B,
Hello.
and Joe C.
What's up?
3 everyday Joes perfecting their banking with Chase. Joe A is locking his lost debit card with the Chase mobile app. Joe B is cruising toward his new ride with AutoSave. And Joe C's Chase banker is helping him budget to go back to school. Tools that help protect, support for what's next. One bank that puts you in control. Visit chase.com/checking. Chase, make more of what's yours.
Chase mobile app is available for select mobile devices. Messaging and data rates may apply. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
Ray Magliozzi here for eBay Motors. So you ordered a new air filter for your car. You try to install it, but it doesn't fit. So you take a little bit off the sides. Well, still doesn't fit? Well, you could try to sit on it. Or just go to eBay Motors and get it right the first time. With over 122 million parts, they have the parts that fit your vehicle. Air filters, tires, headlights, brakes, and more. Get the right parts at the right prices. eBay Motors, let's ride.
You're listening to 95.7 The Game, KGMZ FM and HD1 San Francisco. Always live on the free Odyssey app. It's time to wake up with a nice cup of morning roast. Featuring
the Fillmore's finest, Monte Hill. The pride of the Excelsior, Joe Butcher Boy Shasky. You're listening to 95.7 The Game, the morning roast.
Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Shout out to all the roasters out there. Good morning if you're just getting off your graveyard shift. Good morning to all the teachers, students, cops, firefighters, janitors, electricians, plumbers, you name it. Shout out to the baby mamas, baby daddies, and as Hef Life would say, worldwide Hef. Shout out to all the strippers getting off of work.
Okay, and shout out to everybody down at Bloomingdale's. You know, the little, what's it called, Fifth and Market? What is that?
Yeah,
what's that
Market.
shopping center now called?
Yeah, Bloomingdale's.
Is
Westfield.
it called? Yeah, Westfield Mall. There you go. Went down there on Saturday, and it's just chaos. And I just want to say to everybody that's working in security, I got your back. I know that there are people stealing stuff left and right. And I love shopping, and I love going down there. And it was a fun atmosphere for Christmas. A little too crazy for Michelle's liking, but I had a good time. So shout out all the security guards down there.
Yeah, Christmas time mall shopping. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, the amount of fentanyl users trying to steal stuff. I felt so bad for the security. It's out of control. No, I'm serious.
Fentanyl, by the way, I was watching Crowd 4 News. Crowd 4 News. Yeah, you saw that?
Yeah, it's disgusting.
What was that?
It's out of control.
What park was it? It was around here.
Yeah, it's been really bad.
On Columbus Street.
I would say this, that...
was it Washington Park?
I have a family member who's been working down at the UN Plaza who is a police officer and has been talking about this for a long time. The fentanyl thing in San Francisco is out of control. It's an epidemic, and it is killing our entire city from the inside, downtown, and there are people everywhere that are walking zombies, and it's disgusting. And the fact that it took a child's life is
sad.
Disgusting, and we should be more outraged before it gets to this point. But here we are, and I feel so bad for that family and for that child. That's disgusting, and it's...
Strip club recommendations, I have none. Have not been to one in a very long time. 888-957-9570. What's happening?
So Baker Mayfield was released.
Yeah, I know.
If you're just getting in your car
released.
right now, he's released, and I've already received the first ever Photoshop Baker Mayfield in a 49er uniform.
So Danny Gray would have to give up his number?
Well, yeah, number 6. I thought Danny Gray, was he
He's
6 or
number
86?
Now. He's 6 now.
Oh, he went to
moved
6?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, if I could show the YouTube, there's him in a photoshopped number 6.
By the way, we'll ask Jerry Rice at 8:30 about Baker Mayfield. The GOAT, Jerry Rice, will join us at 8:30 as we get our YouTube stream back up. Jerry Rice, 8:30.
It was a great win yesterday against one of the teams that I fear on offense more than any. And I felt like
I don't fear the Dolphins' offense.
See, I do.
I didn't.
Really?
I didn't. Their offense. So I felt good about the matchup coming in because they were missing their 2 tackles. So I knew they had backup tackles. And Alan Stiles, who did a great job Friday filling in for you, we were discussing, what's the game plan? I said, just get pressure. Tua with pressure in his face. He's got against Pittsburgh. Look at their last 5 games and who they've got up against. Wasn't the stiffest competition, right? And now you're missing your 2 offensive tackles. I'm saying just get to him. Just get to Tua and see what happens. You beat the Texans, the Browns, the Bears, the Lions.
Oh, my.
That does nothing for me. Does nothing. You're feasting on bad football teams.
They did beat the Bills.
It happened week 3.
In extreme heat. But they did. Look, their record is really good, and they have an offense that throws the ball down the field. Tua's more accurate down the field than anybody in the last X amount of years. They've been great. And so I feared them. I thought this was the stiffest test. And then defensively, when you add Chubb, who dominated the Niners in week 2 in Denver, I was like, this is a formidable front.
Dude, this defense, led by Nick Bosa, 3 sacks. And I asked for him to get 4 sacks over the 3-game stretch. You put yourself in DPOY categories, DPOY conversations. Well, guess what? He did that. He did that with 3 sacks yesterday.
Yeah, he looked great.
Drake Greenlaw, flashing. Fred Warner Jr., flashing. Armstead back. The defense looked good, and they feasted on a bad offensive line.
Yeah.
And Tua was shook yesterday. Tua was shook. Throwing high, throwing behind guys. Now he did throw some great balls late in the game.
He threw a perfect deep ball.
To Tyreek Hill, hit him right on the
That was a perfect deep ball.
Fast.
Tyreek's so good.
Tua got punked. That defense punked them. And Debo said it after the game. Yeah, our defense rattled Tua. Everybody knew that. And everybody was jumping on Tua's back the first play of the game. They rattled Tua. So 888-957-9570. To me, the headline is the defense. The defense is the headline. Now, of course, Jimmy Garoppolo gets the second billing because he's out for the rest of the season. Broken foot. And now it's Purdy time.
Before you get to the quarterback situation, did you hear Nick Bosa in the postgame talking about Kyle Shanahan and the coaches calling them out? It's on your board.
Kyle said something to say. It's all good.
Yeah,
all good.
Nick Bosa was basically in the postgame saying that the linebackers were outplaying the front, and he had a really good quote about Shanahan. I'd like to hear it right now.
Threw a little shade at me and the D-line, so we kind of talked in our meeting. We don't like being called out like that. I mean, it's our head coach, so he obviously has the right. He watches the tape more than anybody, and he expects the most out of us, so I'm glad we were able to make an impact.
There you go, Nick Bosa. You ready for this call? You ready to go up to Vacaville?
Oh, I thought it was Don Yee.
No, it's not Don Yee.
Jimmy's agent.
Oh, gosh, Don Yee. He's a good agent, man. You know what? You know what?
I know he has Ian Rappaport's number.
Now that we're here, I would love for Don Yee to be my agent. He represents his clients.
There's only got a couple of them now because Sean Payton's doing media. Drew Brees is retired. Tom Brady's still out there, and now he's got Jimmy G.
You know what?
That's it.
That ain't bad. That ain't bad. He's got the GOAT. He's got Jimmy, Sean Payton, and Drew Brees. He got them all paid.
Oh, there's no question.
Give me Don Yee as my agent.
I think if I was
right
Tom
away.
Brady's agent, I would get him paid too, though.
Don Yee will be floating information to Jason Barrett on a Barrett Sports Media report saying why Bonte Hill should be paid more. Why Bonte Hill should be hosting the show at WFAN. Give me Don Yee right now.
According to sources.
I'd probably have to pay him 10%.
Bonte has got an offer from Bally Sports to move out.
There you go. Give me Don Yee in a heartbeat. Let's go up to Vacaville.
What a win for the Niners.
Javier Vacaville. It's your time, buddy. It's your time.
What's up, Hav?
How you doing, Mr. Hill? Mr. Sassy, it's been a while, but I seen that bat signal out there, and I said, it's time for me to report. So always listening.
We appreciate
Good
that, Hop.
solid victory yesterday. Team football, ultimate team sport. That's the difference between us and, like Raheem Mostert and Jeff Wilson. They can go, well, we'll just keep those words to ourselves. They're just cartoon characters. At least Raheem Mostert is. But, Bitter Bob over there, they played football the way that, they are going to play in December, which we're in, January, and hopefully February. And like I said, 2019, Jimmy Ward's tape out of University of Northern Illinois. He is a nickel back. But people seem to forget the way they drafted him, even though they drafted him from the incompetent of Trent Baalke. But he is a football player. So he can play nickel, free, strong corner. And end of the day, I don't know why you guys are apprehensive to take a flyer on Baker Mayfield and or Matt Ryan. I'm not saying for them to be starters. I'm not saying for them to be the guy that's going to lead us to the ship. But, dog, if they're there trying to get a minimum veteran salary, I'm at least going to see the tires on them to see what they look like in practice. Like, it ain't like I'm over here like, there, Josh Johnson. We know what Josh Johnson is. Josh Johnson's been on 18 teams, 19 minutes. Like, Baker Mayfield ain't no bad player, but he ain't no great number one overall pick. Neither is Matt Ryan. But at least just kick the tires on them. I mean, if they looking like, they're done. Then you say, you know what, thanks, but no thanks. And my last thing is LTV. Light the beam!
It's Javier Vacaville.
I don't even know what that last part meant.
Light the beam.
What beam?
Sacramento Kings. You haven't been paying attention?
No. I told you I'm not a Kings fan. I don't pretend to be.
The Kings win games, and they light a beam outside of Go-to-One Center.
Oh. I thought it meant like tell Commissioner Gordon to turn on the lights because the bat signal's out.
You're not calling Captain Kirk from Star Trek or anything like that.
Oh, beam me up, Scotty.
Yeah, exactly. Down at Crypto.com Arena.
I didn't think you had Star Trek knowledge in your back pocket.
Down at Crypto.com Arena. They were beating up on the Clippers.
Uh-huh.
And fans started chanting, "Light the beam."
Oh.
And Paul George Company were thinking, look, what the hell's going on?
Yeah,
what are they chanting? They like the beam up his sack, and it's a thing.
Oh.
And they're 13-9 right now.
Oh, God, thank God.
Like the beam.
Oh, that'll get us ratings. Let's talk more Kings.
Where do we go from there?
Do you feel...
Mike Conception. Let's get Mike Conception
okay.
for you. Jerry Rice, by the way, 17 minutes. He's joining us on YouTube. Jerry Rice, the GOAT. He's joining us. Plus, Baldy will be in studio Friday for all 3 hours of the show. Brian Baldinger joining the roast Friday. It's a yearly affair where Brian Baldinger comes to the roast and he sits in
We're going to go
studio.
get some lunch after?
Am I invited?
Yeah.
Well, usually you invite just yourself. You leave me out of it. Mike and SF, what's happening?
Hey, what's going on, fellas? How y'all doing? How y'all feeling?
Feel good.
I'm conflicted. I feel great about the win, but I feel really sad for Jimmy Garoppolo.
Hey, you know what? Me too. You know, I don't know if y'all remember me, Bonte. I'm gonna straight up show you like this, man. I called you a while back, and we was talking about John Taylor, and you was like, man, call anytime. We was hyped. This was like last year, I believe. But I was calling y'all up until about maybe 5 months ago on a regular base. But I'm out of state now. I moved to San Antonio.
Oh, nice.
And, you know, like I was saying when they put me on hold, nobody, and I'm a little biased, but nobody bringing it like y'all, man. I miss y'all, man. I miss y'all.
Appreciate it, Mike.
You know, nobody, man, it's nothing like the Bay. And, you know, I'm out here holding it down, man, for the Niners. And be honest with y'all, yesterday was my first time being able to sit down and concentrate and watch a whole game. And, you know, I was a little worried at first, but, man, you know, Mr. Irrelevant, our quarterback, he came out there and he played well. And that defense, besides those two blown plays, they did good. And I feel like we're in a good spot. I really do.
You know what, Mike? That's a hell of a call. Thanks for calling. Hopefully life is good in San Antonio. They're in a good spot. They are. Purdy, the kid showed me something yesterday. That toughness. Going to the game, and I don't care what you said last week, Sasky. I understood what you were saying about, hey, if you lose this game, it's an AFC opponent. You got some. But you know what? I'd rather just stay in first place and make Seattle chase us.
Well, of course.
Right? Brock Purdy against the blitz. I mean, that 2-minute drill, I said, damn. Like, I'm thinking it's going to be a 10-10 game at halftime. You just get to the half and you just breathe a little bit. This guy went down there in 11 plays, 76 yards in under 2 minutes. And I said, all right, maybe we got something here. Maybe I underestimated this kid. In the face of the blitz, he delivered dime after dime in the middle of the field. I'm not mad at that. I'm not mad at Brock at all. I'm not, trust me. Listen, I rally behind Jimmy. I'm going to rally behind Brock. It is what it is.
No, I agree.
Look, you can't do anything about it now. You're 8-4. It's December. He's on the team. You got to play him.
Well, I actually think they're in a better position. Like if this happened week 4, week 5, that's just such a long time to go with a backup. It feels almost impossible to overcome. Because you already have the 8 wins, can I grind out 2 more? Like that's all I'm thinking about. Can I grind out? It's going to be week to week.
Week by week.
But the thing that I'm encouraged with Brock Purdy is that he got the ball out quickly, and it was limited amount of turnover-worthy plays.
And listen, you got a great defense.
No doubt.
If you don't see anything there, throw the ball away, punt the ball, let the defense. Because you know what the defense did yesterday that I've been asking for? Can you turn them over, and can you score? I'm watching the Cowboys yesterday in the fourth quarter against the Colts. They scored 33 points. That defense was returning interceptions and fumbles for touchdowns. Well, Drake Greenlaw returned a fumble yesterday. Fred Warner tried to return the interception yesterday. Can you score on defense like the Bucs did in 2002, like the Ravens did in 2000? Can you turn those turnovers into points? Can you get the offense short fields? Well, with Bosa with 14.5 sacks, and Drake Jackson on the other side, and Armstead on the other side, the Chucker may get 20. He just may get 20.
My preseason choice.
Yeah, he just may get 20.
You're like shocked at that, aren't you?
No, it's possible.
He did that with
20.
What did Armstead miss? 7 games?
Yeah.
7 games, so he's got the bulk of those without Armstead. It's pretty impressive.
And Bosa missed one.
And
he missed the game.
That's right, he did. And he was kind of compromised.
And he missed a half against Carolina.
I was going to say, he's kind of compromised in the other one.
So, you know what? I'm here to ride with Brock Purdy. Now, am I saying Super Bowl? No, I'm not. I'm taking it week
win the division.
by week.
You got to get into the playoffs first. Like, you have to qualify for the playoffs. And right now, you're just looking at it and you're saying, the Eagles, number 1 seed, feels like they're going to be 1 or 2 at minimum. Vikings, that win yesterday against the Jets feels like it kind of kept them in the 2 or 3 seed at minimum. The Niners could fall right out of the playoffs if they don't win a couple games here. That's the crazy thing.
That is crazy.
So forget this SB talk, the Super Bowl talk. We need to win the division and get into the playoffs. Washington, the Washington football team, what are they? 7-5-1?
7-5-1.
7-4-1.
And they come to Levi Stadium on Christmas Eve.
Come on, man.
It's not going to be an easy game.
No. So, and McLaurin's looking good now that they got Heineke.
McLaurin is balling.
And Heineke's feeling himself.
He is feeling himself. And listen, imagine if Brock Purdy did win his Super Bowl. Oh, my God.
Can we win the division first?
I know. I'm pulling the Shasky here.
It does feel like we're on the precipice of the best coach season of Shanahan's career.
Shanahan did a hell of a job yesterday. Shanahan's
there was
done
a lot of
job.
criticism of Shanahan over the years, and some of it's warranted. This guy lost his number 1 starting quarterback, his hand-chosen guy, then lost his backup. He has lost one of his highest-priced defensive players in Armstead for 6-7 weeks. He's lost his number 2 cornerback. He's changed safeties. He's made a huge in-season trade. He's lost running backs. He's lost linemen.
You know what?
This guy has done a brilliant job this year.
Shanahan coached his ass off yesterday.
He's ended how many teams his years? Look at the Rams and their drop-off from the second they lost to the Niners.
The Panthers, the Rams. Shanahan's done a phenomenal job. He deserves a lot of credit.
If they win the division,
Coach of the year.
I was going to say,
if
they win the division, he should be coach of the year. As great as Sirianni's been, and they've lost Jalen Davis or whatever, who else have they really lost? The Niners have lost so much. Think of what they've overcome this year.
I know.
He's done a great job.
He has.
I was so proud of him yesterday. Besides Week 17 in Seattle.
No, he's had a lot of signature wins. That one was up there.
For adversity, in terms of adversity. Name a more adverse win.
New Orleans has some adversity.
Yeah.
Seattle has some adversity. Seattle has some adversity Week 18 up in Lumen Field.
Losing your quarterback.
No, I know. Shanahan deserves a lot of credit. He did. I'm riding with him, man.
Are the Niners going to do the thing that they did with Christian McCaffrey?
I'll say this.
And get the jerseys up on the NFL shop immediately?
Hey, listen.
Brock Purdy's.
I'll say this about Shanahan, too. In the NFC, when I look at all the coaches,
he's
Sirianni, McCarthy, Todd Bowles, Pete Carroll, Rod Rivera, Brian Daboll. I'd rather have Shanahan.
100%.
I'd rather have Shanahan. Give me Shanahan over any of those guys.
I've been riding with my man Shanny all those years, baby.
Oh, that's one guy you haven't flip-flopped
on?
Nope.
How many times was I here like Rambo in the jungle defending Shanahan's honor? And I was like, come at me!
Well, Shanahan deserves some blame for some of the shortcomings.
Oh, no doubt.
Guys act like we criticize Shanahan all of a sudden. See, here's the problem. And we'll get to Owen in just a second. Here's the problem. I criticize Shanahan and all of a sudden I hate him.
No.
I criticize Jimmy and I hate him.
No.
I hear from everybody.
The job is to have opinions.
I can't. All of a sudden, I praise Shanahan. Oh, now you love Shanahan. I always like Shanahan. But when people come at me saying he's the next Bill Walsh, I say, whoa, hold on a minute. Can it just be George Seifert? Can it just be Jim Harbaugh?
Well, now he's multiple games over 500. When they showed that graphic, it's like, but like, no, it means something to Shanahan. Like what he's done this year to get over 500 for his career. He inherited a dumpster fire, B.
I'll say this. I've never said fire Shanahan.
No, but I'm saying
I never said that his seat was hot either.
Think about what he inherited.
Never said that
and
one.
think about what
I'll tell
Sean
you that
McVay,
one.
because we've been talking so much about
Don't pin
McVay.
that on me.
No,
hey, Matson, don't pin that on me. I never said fire Shanahan.
Let that go. Let that go. No
All
one
right.
said that. But my thing is on McVay. Like we talked a lot about McVay and Shanahan. Look, they were faced with adversity this year in McVay. They have crumbled.
They have.
Crumbled.
They have crumbled. But you know what? They got a Lombardi. So forget the Revs. I'm tired of talking about them.
I'm just saying, what
they
he
got
inherited
a
was
Lombardi,
better than what
but
Shanahan
they
inherited.
still got that Lombardi.
I know.
And it builds equity.
Yeah,
they
but
have
it's about
equity.
long-lasting tenure, and I feel like Shanahan's going to last the test of time.
We better hope he lasts the test of time with a Super Bowl, though.
Well, if he can win
You know
the
what I'm
division,
saying?
if he can win the division this year, I do think it'd be one of his finest season of coaching. I do. I
Owen
truly
in the
believe
city.
that.
Owen, real quick, Owen.
Got to win
what's
the
going
division.
on? Owen.
Yo, I just want to say, wishful thinking that Trey Lance or Baker Mayfield is going to come in and do their thing and, ball out. Brock Purdy yesterday looked very good for what, comparison to Jimmy G. I think now it's just more of a breath of fresh air now that there's no more high expectations for Jimmy G and all the criticism that he gets. Brock Purdy could do the same thing, throw the toss to Debo, get the ball in between, the zone coverage or, all that, and to these guys to make plays. And he looked really good yesterday. So I think it's a breath of fresh air. What do you guys think?
Sure.
He gave him what they needed in the game.
I would rather have my quarterback healthy. Brock Purdy did a good job yesterday.
Well, let's see if he can build on it. Like, I don't know. Can he sustain? Can he build on those things? I don't know. But in that game, he made a lot of timely throws. He had the great throw to Debo Samuel in traffic. I was like, oh, God, right when he let it go. And then Debo ripped it away. I don't think we've talked enough. CMC and Debo were special yesterday.
They were special
That was
yesterday.
a gots to have it kind of a game. They could feel it, and they rose to the moment. I know we've talked a lot about the defense. Offensive playmakers, those two brought it.
They did bring it.
They brought it.
Let's go to Pops. Papa Shasky's.
Oh, what's up?
Hey, what's going on, guys? How you doing this morning?
Good.
Hey, so it's the old cliche, defense wins championships, right? And our defense, they may have played one of their best games this season, but I don't think they're done. I mean, they're building this defense is gelling.
Yep.
I think they've got much better games to play coming down the stretch. They're playing so cohesive. It's incredible the way they're playing. And yesterday was just just phenomenal the way they had the turnovers. I mean, they were going after everybody. I know Tua has a great arm, but they really played well, I got to say. And why can't Brock Purdy be Trent Dilfer? I have no reason why he can't do that.
Dad, you like him? Are you falling for it? It's okay. Just tell me.
Well, no, look, he made it. There was about 3 throws that he said, I saw him lipping. He says, my bad, Debo. He missed one. He said, my bad, McCaffrey, right? So, he's gonna get a whole week of playing with the first team. That's only gonna get him better, right? We can't expect him to be Joe Montana overnight, right? But all we can do is expect him to be the best Brock Purdy that he can be.
Pops,
That's all we want.
Papa Shasky,
That's all we want.
I just want to throw something at you because you said, why can't he beat Trent Dilfer? There's never been a rookie to win a Super Bowl in the history of the NFL. Not one rookie. Now we're asking Mr. Relevant, the last pick of the NFL draft, to win us a Super Bowl and beat Trent Dilfer. Papa Shasky, I love you.
Just
I love
win the
you.
division.
I just want to get to the playoffs.
Look, he doesn't have to win the Super Bowl. All he has to do is play really, really well. down the stretch and just let the chips fall where they may.
Yep.
That's all he's got to do. Just be the best player he can be. That's all we're asking.
Hey.
We're not asking for him to be anything better.
Who's your favorite?
All we want.
Who's your favorite player on defense? Is it Greenlaw or is it Bosa?
Oh my God, Bosa! I mean, if he's not held on every play, I don't understand some of the call. And then it's frustrating watching him play because he's held on every play. And for him to make that Greenlaw, for him to walk that ball into the end zone, that was Bosa that knocked it out of his hand. So people didn't even see that.
And last thing, CMC and Debo yesterday played big boy football.
Oh, my God. Those guys weren't even expected to play, and they showed up with their jocks on, ready to play.
They did.
We got a jock call. I like it.
Pops, we got to run. We got Jerry Rice coming up. Thanks for the call, as always. Hey, have fun Wednesday. You're on high alert, Papa Shasky.
Yeah.
You're on high alert.
You got it, buddy. Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
I apologize, Brock Purdy. I'm going to do it for the YouTube chat and everybody else. Xfinity mobile text line. You want to set yourself up and say that he could be Trent Dilfer? I'm not here to rain on anybody's parade this morning.
I think the overall sentiment is why not us?
Why not?
Yeah,
why not
which
us?
is fine.
That's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine.
They just suffocated one of the more high-potent offenses in the league.
Personally, I'm going to take him week by week with Brock.
Of course.
This defense is good enough to win a championship. This is a championship defense. No doubt about that. Can I get championship play from the offense and quarterback position? I will take it week by week. But I ripped Brock. I didn't think he deserved a roster spot. You know what? Yesterday he proved me wrong. So I apologize for that. Brock Purdy showed me something yesterday. Showed me some toughness. Showed me some moxie. The way he ran that 2-minute drill. The way he hung in there. Game silly drive. Even though they ran the ball.
Debo.
I'll take it.
Debo tiptoeing down the sideline was sick.
I'll take it. But I'm taking it week by week. I'm not talking Super Bowl yet. I'm taking it week by week. But I'm not here. Again, I said this at the top of the show. If you want to compare Brock to Trent, you want to compare him to Brad Johnson, you want to compare him to Nick Foles, that's all you.
Well, what didn't Nick Mullins, was turnovers. Like the turnovers.
Right.
CJ Beathard and him turning it over the top way too much. If the kid can reduce the amount of turnover-worthy plays, they're cooking with oil.
All right, we got a break here. What's coming up on the game sponsored by Pfizer? Jerry Rice, to go on YouTube. Plus your calls coming up on the other side. Stay on hold. We'll get to everybody before we end the show. That's coming up. Jerry Rice, to go on the Morning Roast.
Brock came in and made some big plays, just throwing him in there in the heat of battle like that. Thought he did a hell of a job doing it. Protected the ball well, didn't have any turnovers, and made some big plays too that I thought weren't there always.
Purdy looks to throw. Juszczyk, touchdown, San Francisco. Niners take the lead, and Brock Purdy off of the bench as his first NFL touchdown.
I'm behind Purdy at this point because we don't have another choice. But I feel okay about it.
This is the Bay Area's sports station, 95.7 The Game.
When temperatures drop, COVID-19 cases may rise. So if you test positive and are at high risk, act fast. Even if your symptoms feel mild, ask your provider if an authorized oral treatment could be right for you. Visit treatcovid19.com. Sponsored by Pfizer.
If you're considering remodeling your home as we approach 2023, you need to talk with your architect or designer about utilizing Golden State's window and door for your upcoming project. Each location across the Bay Area features beautifully planned displays of doors and windows. You'll be surprised by the variety of styles that are available, and there's nothing like seeing and feeling how smooth these modern windows and doors open and close. You'll see double-hung casement, slider, and fixed windows. Also, bifold windows and doors. Their respected partners include Anderson, Milgard, Marvin, and many other top brands. Be sure to see Golden State Window and Doors' variety of hardware accessories like handles, knobs, locks, and casings. We're confident you'll be inspired. Rest assured, the well-informed staff is ready to answer all your questions and help with orders. For locations, images, and more, visit GoldenStateLumber.com. Click products, then windows and doors. Family owned for 3 generations. Golden State. When you succeed, we succeed.
Universal Studios Hollywood is where the holidays come together. We've tested it. Festive food with refreshing Coca-Cola. Family, friends, and fa-la-la. Dazzling lights cranked up to maximum merriment. The Grinch and his dog Max stealing your tree. All the science adds up. It's the awesomest celebration of the season. Save $20 on a Coca-Cola 2-day general admission ticket. Offer ends 12/14/22. Restrictions apply. Details at universalstudioshollywood.com/Coke offer.
Someday, you might be with friends in the Bay Area, telling the story of how you navigated these complex times. The market was all over the place, so you reached out to a Merrill advisor, and with their help, charged ahead. And unlike your fishing stories, you won't have to go overboard. Find an advisor at ml.com/bullish.
Merrill, a Bank of America company. What would you like the power to do?
Investing involves risk. Merrill Lynch, Pierce, Fenner & Smith Incorporated, registered broker-dealer, registered investment advisor, member SIPC, a wholly owned subsidiary of Bank of America Corp.
And a 1, 2, 3, and play. Yes, this is a holiday cover, and we've never sang professionally, but you can save a sleigh load of a Verizon T-Mobile AT&T with hundreds in your pocket. There is no better price, and mobile speeds that are faster than a room clearing when we harmonize. We can't sing well, but our savings are swell on the fastest mobile service we say. If you haven't turned the sound down yet, switch to Xfinity Mobile today. Hey!
Great at savings, not singing. Join the 5 million customers and counting that have switched to Xfinity Mobile, the fastest mobile service with 5G and millions of Wi-Fi hotspots. And get the best price for 2 lines of unlimited with 5G, compared to the lowest price plans of the top 3 carriers. Just $30 a line per month. Learn more at xfinity.com/fastestmobile. Xfinity Unlimited intro service and Xfinity Internet required. Taxes and fees extra. Reduced speeds after 20 gigabytes of usage. Data thresholds may vary.
You're the one who protects the flock, and that requires an eye for detail. Because when safety and well-being are on the line, it's the details that can save lives. Even when no one else is watching, you see everything. Grainger gets you, and we're here for you, and all the ones who get it done with a wide range of safety products and solutions, plus board-certified safety consultants here to answer your questions. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
5G is here, but the big carriers want you to sign a long-term contract to get access. Well, not anymore, because Straight Talk Wireless has rolled out 5G coverage nationwide with deals like our Silver Unlimited plan for just $45 a month and no contract. And get a Samsung Galaxy A13 5G for $149, all on a reliable 5G network. 5G coverage, 5G phones, less money. Straight Talk Wireless. No contract, no compromise. 1 month equals 30 days. 5G capable device required. Actual availability, coverage, and speed may vary. See latest terms and conditions at straighttalk.com.
Without the ones like you, who work tirelessly to keep things running, everything would suddenly stop. Hospitals, factories, schools, and power plants, they all depend on you. No matter the weather, emergency, or time of day, you're the ones who get it done. At Grainger, we're here for you 24/7 with supplies and solutions for every industry and access to product specialists ready to help. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
In Pleasant Hill, showers turn to mostly cloudy, highs near 58.
Weather brought to you by Macy's. It's Macy's Friends and Family with incredible deals on great gifts. Save an extra 30% off with your coupon or Macy's card and take 15% off fragrances and skincare too. Now at Macy's. Savings off regular sale and clearance prices. Exclusions apply.
Folks, this is your pilot. We have to land immediately. And hurry to the Xfinity Black Friday sale. New Xfinity customers can get 400 megabit internet with unlimited data and Xfi Complete for $55 a month for 2 years with no annual contract. And a free 4K streaming box included. Plus, now through December 5th, get HBO Max included for a year.
Drop everything and get to the Xfinity Black Friday sale. Go to Xfinity.com to learn more. Restrictions apply. Requires paperless billing and autopay with stored bank account. Taxes and fees extra. Ad-supported plan of HBO Max. After promo, regular rates apply to all services and devices.
Purdy underneath for the touchdown. It's McCaffrey. Second touchdown throw off of the bench for Purdy. Niners back in front.
Come on, man. You got Larry June in the building. You listen to the Morning Roast, and we're doing numbers, man. Good job, Morning Roast. Sock it to me. Hey. Yee!
What up, Larry June? What up, Niner fans? Everybody's got their go-to meal at their favorite restaurant, so it's time we head back into the kitchen for episode 3, The Go-To, presented by Trimark. Check out Rome Artisan Burgers at 957thegame.com. We have the GOAT on the line, Jerry Rice. Is Jerry Rice ready, folks? Give me a thumbs up. Jerry, the GOAT, is ready. GOAT Fuel, and you know what? Jerry's out there running routes again at Levi Stadium before that big game against the Miami Dolphins. In the jean jacket, by the way. The jean jacket. Did you see that?
I did, with the 3 Super Bowls on the back.
Yeah, Jerry's looking swaggy as always. Jerry Rice to go. Good morning, Jerry. What's going on, man? Oh, we don't have the GOAT yet. We don't have him yet. All right. We don't have him yet. Well, wait. Do we have him now?
I did see Trey Lance was posting on his Instagram about GOAT Fuel.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Trey Lance is part of the package.
He was all over
There it
it.
is. I think Jerry's there. Jerry, you got us yet? I think Jerry's looking around. He's not yet. All right. We'll work on Jerry for a second. We'll get him coming up here as we get our GOAT Fuels this morning.
Yeah, I got to open mine right near the
What do you have? What do you have?
One second. Let me...
Ooh.
Yeah, you like that? This is the acai berry. Is it acai or acai?
Acai.
Acai? Why do I
like acai bowl?
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And now we have the mango passion fruit. And now I believe we have Jerry Rice. He's holding up the phone. He's got the cell phone. Jerry, you there? No, he's not. He's not there. All right, so we're working on him. Anyway, Brock Purdy throws 2 touchdown passes. The first ever Mr. Irrelevant to throw a pass in an NFL game. And he threw it 37 times yesterday.
He's the first Mr. Irrelevant to ever throw a pass?
Yep, in the NFL game.
I saw they had a jersey, Mr. Irrelevant 262, when he got drafted.
He did. Yep, they did.
That's pretty cool.
Now he's relevant.
So we're going to do the QB6 thing now, years from now?
You might.
Can we just get through like a week? Can we get through 6 days
can't.
without
you know
people
how this
overreacting?
Works? You know how this works.
And normally I'm at the front of the line screaming and yelling in the mob, but even I have to realize that you got to reserve yourself a little, right?
All right, now we have the GOAT. We have the GOAT finally on the line via Zoom. You can see him on YouTube. He's got the GOAT hat on. He's got the great backdrop. Hey, Jerry, we were just talking before you came on. That G-jacket you had on with the 3 Super Bowl championships on the back. I mean, Jerry, man, you keep outdoing yourself, man. Why are you trying to outdo the young kids as you drink the GOAT Fuel? You was off about 5 of them babies yesterday.
I'm just trying to reinvent myself. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about. When it's time, hey, when you step into Levi's, it's showtime, baby. It's showtime. I was so fired up and so pumped and ready to go yesterday, and just the interaction with the fans, you could feel the energy in the stadium. We knew that it was a big football game. It was unfortunate to see Jimmy G go down, but Brock came in and got the job done.
Hey, Brock got the job done. 2 touchdown passes, the 2-minute drill before halftime to give the Niners a 17-10 lead. What did you like about Brock? Because I loved his poise. What did you like about Brock Purdy yesterday, Jerry?
Well, Mr. Irrelevant, man. Okay, I'm looking at this guy. Very poised. You could tell. He was in complete control, and that the players actually they had confidence in him. So he did a fantastic job, and but coming out of college, man, this guy had over about 32 individual records. So this was a great opportunity for him. He was 25 of 37 attempts for about 210 yards. 2 touchdowns, 1 interception, and he did what he had to do to get that win.
Jerry, when you make these kinds of transitions, how difficult is it for the position players on this team, the offensive line, to gel with another signal caller, new cadence, new tendencies, things like that, the play caller themselves? How hard is this to do it in the middle of the season?
Well, it's really hard, but you have to be ready for anything in the NFL. And, these guys, they make so much money. These guys are professionals. And, if someone goes down a key component, you got to be ready to go. So, this week I'm thinking, with Brock, just to get really on cadence with the offensive line and just continue doing what he's doing. He had the composure, he had the confidence. And, I felt like the Niners, they didn't miss a beat.
Jerry, one of the things that me and B always talk about is like the big-time games, you always showed up, right? You knew. Marquee matchups, Jerry was going to show up. I watched that game yesterday, and I go, man, big-time game. Everyone's watching. CMC and Debo showed up. What'd you see from those two?
Yeah, and man, Debo didn't practice all week long. Yep. He was able to get out there and do his thing. And I always, man, when I get to the stadium, I go and I talk to players and I try to get a feedback on their mindset on that given day and stuff like that. And I asked him, I said, how's the quad and stuff like that? He said, yeah, I haven't practiced all week, but I'm ready to go. He had that look in his eye. So it's going to be up to those guys to elevate their game just a little bit more, make things a little easier for Brock. get open so he doesn't have to hold on to the football game. And we still got to continue running the ball, and we got to rely on that defense to, win championships for us. That's really what it's all about. If that defense is buzzing and just, causing havoc, I feel like we have a legitimate chance of doing something special this year.
All right, Jerry Rice here on the Morning Roast on 95.7 The Game, the GOAT, the greatest receiver, the greatest football player of all time, in my opinion, here with Shasky and Bonte. And, Jerry, you brought up the defense. And after the first play of the game, I know everybody got worried. 75 yards, boom, Miami goes up 7-0 right away. Then the Niners defense gives up 10 points the rest of the way. Dre Greenlaw was special, but I want to start with number 97, Nick Bosa. You played with some great defensive ends. Great defensive ends. Maybe Charles Haley at the top of that list. Nick Bosa is a special, special beast. And you talk about primetime games, guys showing up in primetime games. Nick Bosa showed up yesterday, Jerry.
Yeah, man. Hey, Nick Bosa, man. This guy I wish I had muscles like that, man. It's like he walks around. It's just like he looks like the Incredible Hulk or something like that. But he's going to cause havoc out there on the football field. With Charles Haley, Charles was that type of guy. He had the finesse where he could, work his way around you. But then if he had to just run over you, he could do the same thing. And I see the same thing with Nick Bosa. Everything is, predicated around him.
Yep.
If he's on and that defense is going, I think everybody elevates their game just a little bit more. And that's really what it's going to be all about, down through the playoffs or whatever. We got to rely on our defense to get the job done.
Yeah, those two linebackers, Fred Warner and Dre Greenlaw, were flying everywhere. I mean, when you used to see a linebacker on you, it was like touchdown city, But now seeing these guys run and hit and cover the way they do, they're special, Jerry. Like Dre Greenlaw and Warner, they're very unique players.
Yeah, and you can tell they really know what they're doing out there on the football field, and they cause so much havoc for a Tua or something like that. Because Tua yesterday, man, I'm gonna tell you, he was off target. I feel like I could have thrown the ball better.
Was he shook, Jerry? Did you think he was shook? Was he shook yesterday?
I think so, man. It was something going on because he was throwing balls, and I'm like, oh my God, okay, the guy was wide open and he was missing him. By a mile.
Yeah.
Hey, good for the Niners. But I think it was an off day for him. But I think it had a lot to do because it was predicated to the defense and that pressure that they were putting on to us.
No doubt. Jerry Rice here on the Morning Roast on 95.7 The Game. Jerry, you mentioned how you believe this defense can help this team accomplish some special things this season. Now, when we think special here in the Bay Area, we think Super Bowls. As you drink your Goat Fuel, I've got the Mango Passion right now. It's pretty damn good. Can Brock Purdy actually do the unthinkable? Can he actually lead this team into playoffs against big-time teams like Dallas, Philly, Tampa? We're going to see him next week against Tampa Bay. Can they actually accomplish special things with a rookie quarterback?
We're going to find out.
Yeah, right.
Hey, man, I'm telling you, we had the motto back in the day, next guy up. Rally around that guy. Simplify the game for that guy. That's going to be up to those receivers, like I said, to defeat one-on-one coverage, get open so he doesn't have to hold on to the ball. Rally around him. And I think, just watching him, his composure yesterday, I think this guy, I think he can. But it's going to take a big effort from from the defense and all his teammates to just rally around him, simplify the game, and just make it easy for him.
Yeah, I'm thinking about Elvis Gerback and Bono and some of the guys that you played
Steve
with.
Bono, I remember Steve Bono. He had to step in many times, and what I would do is everything that I had developed with, say, a Joe Montana, a Steve Young, that goes out the door. I have to do everything possible to make sure that Steve Bono or Elvis Gerback, that they could be successful on the football field. So I would rally around their strengths and just try to make them better. And I think that's what, basically the receiver's going to do, the running back's going to do, the offensive line. They're going to rally around Brock and just make him better.
Take me back to when Jeff Garcia kind of came out of nowhere and you were on that team. And obviously Steve goes down. Everyone's walking in the desert looking for the oasis. And out of nowhere pops Jeff Garcia. Did you know that he had something to his game at practice? Or did you see something before? Or did he just kind of build on things as the weeks went on?
You build on it. You build on, you look at this guy, how he conducts himself during the week, how he simplifies the game plan, his leadership on the field, how he practices on the field, and that's what you go off. And I was able to do that with Jeff Garcia. And Jeff was, he was the type of quarterback. He didn't have the strongest arm or anything like that. But I knew if I ran good routes, if I caught the ball, I was going to get those yak yards. I was going to put, points on the board and stuff like that. And I was going to really gain confidence in my quarterback, where he feels like he can execute and throw the ball downfield.
Jerry, before we asked about Jimmy, I did want to ask you about Kyle Shanahan and D'Amico Ryans in the game they coached yesterday.
Yeah.
I thought D'Amico Ryans, his adjustments against that Miami offense, I should say, high-flying, hard-hitting, they make the moves. And then Shanahan helping the Niners offense hold the ball for over 40 minutes yesterday against that team. Shanahan, that may be one of his most, maybe a signature win when you think about his tenure with the 49ers. What did you think of Shanahan's performance yesterday?
Yeah, I think he did a fantastic job yesterday, especially on that fourth down where he threw the flag. And because, I was looking at that play over and over, and it looked like the guy had caught the ball.
Right.
And I'm saying to myself, okay, I didn't like that. I just felt a little weird because that was a fourth down and stuff like that, and that could have been the ball game. But, for him to see that, the way he called the game, and you could tell that he was totally into it. And that's really what it's going to take down the road, guys.
Yeah.
I think with Kyle Shanahan, he's going to have to make his best calls now, because you got Mr. Irrelevant in there, and you got to make him feel secure on the football field where he could be productive and lead the team.
Yeah, everybody's gutted for Jimmy Garoppolo right now. Obviously, he's out for the year. If you were his teammate, what would you say to him, Jerry?
I got you. That's it, man. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, maybe it was just in the cards for this to happen the way it did. But, thank you for everything that you have done because, you got to look at Jimmy G. I think the Niners with Jimmy G, they were around 30-something and 17. Without Jimmy G, they're like 19 and
it's not good. It's not good, Jerry.
So yeah, I say, hey man, look, we got you, man. We gonna, I know you're hurting right now. We're gonna support you, but it's in good hands. We're gonna take care of Brock. That's it.
Jerry, we see Trey Lance with the GOAT fuel as well now. And we all love Trey Lance. Do you think there's any chance he comes back this season? I know Shanahan said his season is over. You think he's done too?
That would be nice. That'd be nice. But my thing, man, I'm gonna tell you, when I tore my ACL, MCL, I worked so hard, and I was trying to get back during the season. I think Joe Montana was getting his
Monday Night Football against the Broncos. Yeah,
Monday Night Football against the Broncos, and I just wanted to be there for that. And I think I rushed back, and then I think I cracked my my kneecap, and I was right back in surgery.
On a touchdown pass, right?
Yeah.
On that touchdown, yeah. Hey, I caught a touchdown.
You caught a touchdown. We remember like it was yesterday.
But, I think the main thing for Trey is just to make sure he's healed 100% and get ready for the fight next year.
All right, last one, Jerry, because I know you love baseball. You love all sports. Aaron Judge is a free agent. We're asking everybody for their pitch.
Can
you
Jerry.
convince Aaron Judge to come to the Bay Area and be the next superstar?
That would be crazy, man. You see this guy, how he can hit home runs and just the energy that he brings into the baseball stadium. That would be amazing if he could come to the Giants. And just to have him out here. So you never know. It could happen.
Jerry, if he signs with the Giants, you better get him on that field for the 49ers and running routes with you before the game. I'm dead serious.
Hey, man, I'm going to tell you guys, I get out there. I'm going to tell you, it's like when I go back to the stadium, I'm on that football field. It's like my playground. I'm out there just running routes, catching the ball, just the interaction, with, the players. Also, the fans signing autographs and doing all of those things, man. It's, it makes me realize that, hey, I impacted the game. I did something special. And people still, they recognize me and they want my signature and they want to take a picture of, and I'm
Jerry,
down.
that matters to the fans.
No
That you're
doubt.
an ambassador to the team in a way that you feel like you can reach out and touch you because you literally can, and you're at every game. And it's the thing that me and B always look for pregame. Like, look, there's Jerry in the suit running around, running routes.
Yesterday,
I love it.
running routes in a jean jacket.
It was so
That's
sick.
next
Yeah.
level. In a jean jacket, Jerry. Come on, man.
Hey, and I'm talking about looking at ball all the way in, watching the rotation of that ball and stuff like that, man. You know what?
You and T.O., I swear, you and T.O. probably feel like you could still play out there. Is T.O. still running 4.40s?
Hey, guys, you know what, though? I thought about it right before the national anthem. I was going to sprint down the middle of the field. And I wanted to see if security, if they were going to try to run and tackle. hey, can you imagine how that would have went viral, man?
Hey,
For
viral,
sure.
and it would have fired everybody up.
Yeah, it would've.
It would have fired everybody
Yeah, it
up.
would've.
We would have had the Navy jersey out there in a heartbeat, man. We're like, man, Jerry got to lay off the Go Fuel, man. He's too much in his system.
I know, I was feeling pumped, man. I felt it. Man, hey, man, but I was looking at the national anthem, man. What happened with the Jets, man? It's like they came by late.
They did come out a little late. It was a little delayed.
It was a little late, man. You know how,
It's gotta be just right.
You always want to hear that sound, and it really pumps you up. And I'm just waiting, like, what's up? Maybe they out for coffee today or something.
Jerry, my favorite scene in The Rock is when they have the overhead. You know, the movie The Rock with come on, what's his name?
Sean Connery.
Thank you. Yeah, where they got the overhead with the jet fighters. That was at Candlestick.
Yeah, exactly.
Man.
That fires me up every time.
No, I do love those Jets.
Man.
I do love those Jets. And then the fireworks right there. You know it's a big game. Well, we're going to see you next week. Tom Brady.
Yeah, man, but timing is everything.
Timing's everything.
I know.
No doubt. No doubt.
with you.
Timing is everything.
Sound like Bill Walsh.
Next week, I need them to put that coffee down.
Hey,
be on time.
they put the coffee down to get the goat fuel up in there.
Yeah, they would
get
never
the goat
miss a
fuel up
beat.
in there. Let's go, baby. Tom Brady, the fake goat is coming to town, Jerry. The fake goat. All right?
We got Brady coming to town, man. So, hey, look, I'm sure the Niners going to be ready for it, though.
No
Let's
doubt,
go.
Jerry. We always
Good stuff,
appreciate the
Jerry.
time, man. We love you, man.
Flash
Thanks so
80.
much.
Right.
Flash 80 to Jerry Rice here on the Morning Roast on 95.7 The Game. All right, let's rat-a-tat-tat. Rat-a-tat-tat these calls here. Leo, Redwood City. What's happening? You're on the roast.
Hey, thanks for taking my call, guys. I just want to wish Jimmy G a good recovery and thank him because that might have been his last game in the 49ers uniform, you know? It sucks to see him go down like that.
All right, Adam in the city. What's
Hey,
happening?
Adam.
You're on the roast.
Hey, guys, I just want to be quick about that. This defense is way too elite for what I heard a lot of Niners fans leaving the stadium yesterday saying this season is over. This season is far from over.
Agreed.
It's another chapter waiting to be written. The fact that Brock Purdy came in there and played as well as he did, last pick of the draft, rookie quarterback, we got to rally behind him. That's the only option we have. If you don't want to rally behind Purdy, you think the season's over, then stop watching the game because then there's no point to support this team any farther. This team is far from done. And I'm sorry if you're going to be going up against the Dallases and the Phillies. It's like, okay, well, we still have our defense against those offensive teams as well. The way we won yesterday was quick slants, flat routes, quick screens. Kyle Shanahan, after that pick, had the best coaching game I've ever seen of his career. This season is far from over.
All right, thanks for the call, Adam. I love it. Rocky in Vallejo. Rocky, what's happening? You're on the roast.
Hey, guys, what's up, man? So, yeah, real quick, Purdy, man. The young man has heart. Obviously, he's a little limited. He's still got to learn the playbook, but he played his heart out, and you can't expect more from a rookie backup quarterback. Greenlaw and Fred Warner, amazing. We know about both of them, the sacks, but Greenlaw and Fred Warner, best linebackers in the game. let's get a shout out to Armstead. Armstead was double teamed a lot, which freed up Bosa. Okay, another thing I want to point out: Drake Jackson.
Yep.
He gets a lot of passes batted down. I think he gets 5 for the year. We got to get Drake Jackson more snaps. Offensive line had a bad game. They need to step up, obviously, with Purdy. Shanahan, oh, my God, best game of the year.
No doubt.
Masterpiece. You get the news that your quarterback has lost, and you still get it together. You're going against your protege, and and he stepped up. And that
Good stuff, Rocky. Good stuff. We got to run, Rocky. Great call. Rat-tat-tat. 30 seconds or less. Carlos, you'll be the last call of the show. Carlos, what's happening?
Hey, man, I just wanted to throw some out there. What are you guys' thoughts on the Panthers possibly releasing Baker Mayfield, and that's picking him up for a veteran in the room?
Call me crazy. I'd rather rock with Brock.
I'm out on Baker Mayfield.
I'm out on him.
The fit's got to be right in terms of the locker room. Now let's flex.